Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2002 South West Football League Grand Final between traditional foes Bunbury and South Bunbury. I'm Ray Kelly, and with me I've got Kevin Nettleton, who will give some comments as the day goes on, and we've got John Todd out in the middle to toss the coin, one of the icons of West Australian football, and it's wonderful to see him down at watching country footy. Jamie Nani, the captain of Bunbury, missed this game last year through injury and illness. Travis Gowland has won the toss and kicked into the breeze. Whether that's a good point or bad point, there's some conjecture that teams kicking to the Mary Street into the ground traditionally win these games in the last quarter. We'll see how history repeats itself. What would you have done, Kevin?
Kick with it, right?
Yes, I would have thought so. Kick with it while the ball's dry in case there is any wet weather. Get the goals on the board, I think, is the most important part, and early goals count in the grand final. And a quick interview with John Todd out on the ground at the present time with Pat Love. Silvers for South Bunbury. Gavin Malentis is one heading to the bench. Could be Michael Kelly the other. And one further one, probably Danny Allen. No, just keeping warm. Keep the hammies warm. Boundary umpire's about to take up position. Bilsich in the middle for South Bunbury, leading from the front. Nani in the ruck for Bunbury. He'll go up against McGregor, who's won a lot of knockouts over the final series. South are in fine form. Convincing winners last week against Donnybrook. The use of the breeze in the first quarter could set up the final here with whether South Bunbury go loose in defence. They all look like they've manned up. Haven't got the best of positions here today. All man on man at the present time. Craig Nani starting a half-forward flank for South has traditionally come off the bench. Tim Cooper's been set a task on Nathan Hebbert. Up they go. McGregor takes it clean out of the air, comes down to Milner. Milner gets a hurried left foot kick out towards the member's flank. Coming in towards the wing, up comes Treasure, last year's Pike medalist. He goes to ground. Off the deck by South Bunbury's Docking, and Bunbury will take the resultant free kick, and Greg Evell, a hard-hitting half-back flanker. Not a lot of movement. Milner makes ground just inside, and it's only a short kick as he prepares himself for the inevitable bump that's coming from Nani. He's going back. He's a long left footer. Will he get it out towards centre half forward? Centres the ball. That's the way to go. Straight towards the corridor. Looks like Mel Nichols comes out and meets it. Drops a chest mark that he shouldn't have done. Picked up by Bunbury. Hand passed over from Nani. Nani over to Hoff. Hoff on his right foot. Not that hard a kick, and he's missed to the right-hand side, but probably could have got that one. Would have been a handy one this early in the game. Bilsich he's going to do everything today, leading from the centre square. He's also kicking out from the defensive square. He goes short and finds Drager. Drager hand passes over to Bilsich as he comes past. He centres the ball short and comes to Docking. Docking runs around onto his right foot, comes out wide again towards Nani and Evell. Evell touches it just in front, goes over his head. Nani recovers quick. In comes Hislop and drags him to the ground, but too late after he's got his kick in. Marked by Gowland, looking for the pass. Then goes McGregor. He's dropped forward, and up behind comes Ward. And Wood holds up play so he can't get the ball moving. He's cut inboard now. And the umpire says, come back and go around behind your mark. Bit of a lull in play as he's taking his time. I suppose they're kicking into the breeze, trying to set something up here. Bunbury have filled most of the holes. Glasses cut across. Out comes Matson. He's met by Nani and puts the big hands up in the air. And good to get a touch this early in the game for the big fella. He comes out wide again, also towards Sarah. Sarah's not going to make the ball as it bounces awkwardly. In comes McGregor for a second touch. He drives it towards the half-forward flank, but he's astray with his kick right in front of the South Bunbury camp, and it goes over the line on the full for a resultant free kick back into play by Ward. Not a lot on offer. He's going to have to go long. He does that. It's not the best of kicks. Up goes Sarah. He's under the ball. Is carried with the breeze. Glass misses it. In comes Warren. Comes down to Bilsich. He scrambles a kick to the half forward. Bunbury defenders converge on it. Nani misses a mark. Taken by Milner. Gets a hand pass out to Evel. He wants his left. He's caught throwing the balls. A decision from the umpire and the right one as it was. Bilsich right in amongst this again. He's looking there. Finlayson's gone short for the lead, but it's cut off by Evel. Reading the play well there as he comes back. Relieve the pressure for the Bulldogs. Going straight down the middle towards Treasure. Treasure calls for the ball. It comes over the back, doesn't make it. Glass goes to ground as he tries to pick it up. It's met by Treasure. He gets a boot into it across the forward line as they track it towards centre half forward. Led by South Bunbury. Is picked up there by Hoff. Hoff's come back onto his left foot. Now he's gone to his right. He's going forward toward Eads. Eads is in the right spot. No, he can't take the mark. Recovers well. Snaps over his right shoulder. Wide of the mark by a long way. And the ball's going to trickle over the line. Out of bounds in the right forward pocket for the Bulldogs. Any matchups that you've picked up, Kevin?
No, running pretty well true to form. Evel's playing very well early. I think he'll be one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, tends to play a bit loose on times, but he's very dangerous when he gets the ball and breaks the lines. The ball comes down towards Treasure, gets a hand pass out. It's too high for Sarah. Sarah scrambles it towards Nani. Not 10, not 15 as it is these days, and the ball goes over the line and out of bounds for yet another throw in what could be a number of them in the forward pocket in this game. Traditionally, the dead pocket, it hands over when you're kicking with the breeze, so South would be wise to keep it in that pocket when they're bringing it out of defence. The ball comes in, good high throw in. It's whacked by Remus to no effect. Comes down towards Bilsich getting another tackle. He knows where the ball's to go. That's holding the ball. Play on towards the umpire. They've taken advantage, but the advantage isn't going to pay. And it's gone over the line and out of bounds on the full. The Bunbury have had their chances there. They could have gone back and had a steady shot. Cowdrey, Nichols has brought it straight across the goals. Hand passes over to Cummings, who's made ground. He's a heady customer. Gets a long kick towards Hebbard. Can't cut it off. Nani's getting into the play again. He's trying to knock it back, but he's met heavily by Hebbard. It was a good hip and shoulder to Evel. He's on his wrong side for a left footer. Wants it. He's got time to do it. Gets it to centre half forward. This could be Sarah's mark. No, he couldn't mark it. Didn't bring it to ground. In goes Glass. He could have topped one across the shoulders, and he has as he was going for the footy, and they've met him head on. Sarah's not too good where he landed on the ground there, and trainers head out for him a bit of smelling salts, and he'll be all right again.
Yeah, it's a top effort, Ray, but didn't quite hold it long enough. Bilsich back in the game again.
Yes, the Glass has gone for the short pass and put it up in the air and gave the defenders a chance. In comes Bilsich, takes the ball on the first grab, the way an experienced campaigner should. Marked well there by Gallen. Could have been some traffic coming against him. Gets a hand pass over to Finlayson. He's met by Evel coming in from the side. Comes towards O'Keefe and Nani. O'Keefe meets Nani and the ball. Comes in to get it, and he's ridden in the middle of his back into the deck. And he'll take the resultant free kick. Another season campaigner for the Bulldogs. He's gone short towards Glass. Can't quite mark it. He gets a hand pass over to Ward. Ward takes a couple of steps and bangs it towards centre half forward. Eads is behind. Out comes South Bunbury defence in, I think that's Daniel Allen. He's kicked it out on the full, so it's not him on the bench. It might be Kevin Wells that's gone to the bench. Hebbert brings it into play quick as he gets it towards the forward line. Dropped by South Bunbury. The tackle is good, and the throw is deemed by the umpire, and South will take the resultant free kick deep in their defence. Bo Tan being the player giving the kick away. He's quickly tackled by Mel Nichols. Touched the ball a couple of times already in this 2002 grand final. Cummings making leads, but it's all bottled up. There's not a lot on offer. He's going to have to kick long possibly. So he makes as much ground as he can. Goes towards the wing. Nani could be in the best box to take this one, and he does. Virtually uncontested, and he'll drive this deep into attack for the Bulldogs. Very congested forward line. Pay to get some of these flankers and pockets out and give the bigger blokes a chance at this as he goes towards Eads and Nani. Eads is taken out of the play. He can't get anywhere near the footy as it goes over the back of the pack, and it's going to go over the line and out of bounds. No, it's not. Bilsich has kept it in place. Bunbury thought he was going to let it run out of bounds. He's kept it going. He's got a hand pass on long over towards Hughes. Hughes comes back inside traffic. He's looking for someone in the middle of the ground, and Finlayson doesn't let him down. Gets a hand pass over to Docking. They're going straight down the middle also, and it's a great kick towards Gowland. In comes Evel, and he's met him. Free kicks paid by the umpire as Evel has left his man to try and cut down the South Bunbury attack. He's gone around feigning the hand pass. He has had to kick in a hurry up. Hislop's in front. Nani comes through and spoils. He's taken it too easy. A terrible kick from Nani. He's given his forwards no chance at all. In comes Milner. Bennell Hand pass out by Milner. Milner over to O'Keefe. The captain will steady the ship as he goes down the middle. It's a 2-on-1 to Treasure. Can he get the front position? No, he can't. Docking will get a free kick from over the shoulder. He's played on in front of his mark and he'll have to go back behind the mark. Umpire's done very well so far, Kevin.
Haven't missed anything at all, Ray. Very, very well.
He's gone short, as you'd expect, into the breeze to McGregor as he's running free from there, and the old stager in Brett Glass on the mark. He's gone high in towards centre forward. The ball holding up in the breeze. Nani's in the box seat here. It's punched forward by South. Comes towards Milner. Milner gets a knock on over towards Sarah, who's recovered to Nani on his left foot, and down the middle of the ground they go again. This will carry the pack. Over the back comes Nani. He can't trap it. Nichols can and breaks the tackle. Gets the first one and heads out wide towards Bilsich, and his set plan maybe that's where he's going to be. Has the first bounce and heads goalwards across the centre of the ground. Kick doesn't make Finlayson, who couldn't trap it either. In comes Bennell. He gets a hand pass out to Glass. Glass, a clever hand pass over to Sarah. Sarah waits for it, goes round one way onto his left, looking for a lead from Nani, and this is a better kick. Nani doesn't. He drops it. Shouldn't have dropped that one. Gets a knock out towards Eads. He can't get it. South can. In comes Scotty Hoff. Botan, is it? Number 6, Botan, and Botan has drilled it right through the middle under the arms of the oncoming attack from South Bunbury, and the first goal's on the board to the Bulldogs.
Been a while coming, Ray, but they look quite confident down forward there.
Yeah, they've had the ball down the forward line a fair bit of the quarter, but haven't been able to capitalise, and maybe if they keep the forward line open, which they'll have to do, because South will certainly bottle it up. So we're 1-1, the Bulldogs. South yet to score, as we're early in the first quarter of the 2002 Grand Final.
Bilsich had a lot of touches to this stage. Hasn't appeared to be manned up by anybody.
No one seems to be doing too much manning besides Cooper on Hebbard. The ball comes to the ground, no clear tap. In comes South Bunbury, gets it over to Bilsich, a hand pass over to Quinn. Quinn gets a great kick over towards his South Bunbury half forward flanker in Hughes, but it's chopped off by Ward. Ward gets a hand pass out to Kane. Kane goes long towards Sarah. He's certainly recovered from there. If he can trap the ball, no he can't. And the ball, they haven't got to read the flight of the ball with this wind at the present time, and it's carrying the packs under most circumstances. Gowland causing Bunbury a few problems at centre half forward. Bennell's going to have to tighten up there. Ball comes in, knocked forward by Bunbury, but it's smothered off in off hands by McGregor, who follows up with a tackle. The ball comes out towards Scotty Hoff. Twists one way and the other, goes back onto the right, goes down towards the forward line. Michael Warren's the only one. He also misread the ball. In comes Eads. He goes to ground with no mean feet. Comes over towards South Bunbury's Drager, gets a hand pass. This is dangerous for the South Bunbury side. If they can't trap it here, it's coming out to Bunbury. They've got numbers over to Tan. Tan's got a hand pass over towards Nani. Nani's come back one way. He's come onto his left. Screwed it over his shoulder. It's gone too far into the hands of Docking, and he takes a relieving chest mark right in the back pocket for the South Bunbury side. Scoreboard side as they go again. Goes long. This could be Sarah's kick. No, he doesn't get hold of it. Comes into Hoff. Hoff's drilled it back straight over. No, the wind's got hold of it. Taking into the forward pocket. Clears the players once again. It bounces back into play with Warren. Warren's gone wide on the other side of the ground, but it's going to stay in play. And South Bunbury's got the fumbles. He can't get it, and Harper will get a free kick for in the back, and so richly deserved. He had the front position, fumbled the ball, and Bunbury kept coming. Harper, a great young find, and spent some time over in Melbourne this week. Eagerly sought after young player next season at waffle level at least. His kick's not a good one. It comes up towards the wing. Up goes two Bunbury players. Gowland's the only one that gets hands on it. He's playing a good game. Gets a hand pass over to Drager. Snaps the ball over his shoulder towards Cummings. Cummings is going to take it, but he gets an awful bounce. In his back goes Bunbury. Play on with advantage. In goes Hughes. He's got a great kick over the top of the Bunbury defence. And Finlayson's marked about 45 metres out directly in front. But he's looking forward for a lead, because I doubt very much he'll get the distance into the breeze. He's going to kick long. He does. The wind gets it. It's gone over towards the left forward pocket for South Bunbury, and Bilsich will get a kick here. They've dragged his jumper out. No doubt about that one, Kevin.
Absolutely no doubt. No, in front, playing well.
Experience counts in these telling conditions. Some black clouds coming over the back. We could get some rain, so a goal into this breeze would be worth about 4 in my estimation. Be a very difficult kick from there. He's kicking basically into the teeth of it. Keeps the ball low, keeps the ball straight. And I reckon it's a homer from here. Very well restored goal to Bilsich. He's had a number of possessions already. Bunbury lead 1-1-7 to South Bunbury, one straight goal.
Very handy goal there into the wind, Ray. Was one of these stalwarts and icons of South West football. When was the last wet grand final we had?
Eh? I can't remember actually, Kevin, to tell you the truth. I know it wasn't all that wet. I think it was windy when Margaret River played Donnybrook, but...
We had a wet preliminary final, Margaret River played in, but well, mid-70s we can't remember a wet grand final, so this may be a first.
Could be. It's going to rain anyway right now. It's a great hand pass over to Hebbert. Hebbert will go long here, trying to his right foot. Where's Eads? Eads can't get up. He gives up front position. The ball comes to Nichols, playing superbly in defence. Took a bounce he didn't need. Comes out wide. The wind's going to keep that one in play as it bounces in play as well. Fortunately comes to Treasure. Scrambles the ball forward back towards Nichols. He's claimed by Eads. Thrown to the ground. Play on's a call. Socket off the ground by South Bunbury, and it comes ricochets off the back of Brett Glass, and they're saying that it's kicked. I thought it was, but boundary umpire said South Bunbury's kick, so we'll run with that, I think, Kevin.
Well, we've got no choice, do we?
I didn't think so.
Luke Anderson, one of the top boundary umpires for season 2002.
Doesn't make many mistakes, these umpires. Tan puts his head down, gets a hand pass out after he's been grabbed, knocked towards the boundary line by Cummings, and we'll have a throw in as the rain starts teeming down at Hands Oval.
This would be working to South Bunbury's advantage, wouldn't it, Ray? Bottle the ball up, get it out the other side and bury it. Way
to go as Cummings takes the ball from the ruck knock and feeds it out towards South Bunbury. They can't take it. In comes Bunbury, picked up by Drager as he knocks it forward. In fact, comes over towards Evell. He's on his left. He gets a scramble kick down, fortunately, towards Brett Milner. He's played in these games before. He's on his left foot also towards Reimers. Reimers got the front position, but a great spoil by Michael Warren, young and up-and-coming player from South Bunbury. They've got a lot of these great kids in their side today, South Bunbury.
He's had a fantastic final round series too. Played very, very well over the last couple of weeks.
Yes, come of age as a league footballer in the southwest. He's up against Remus, who's a seasoned campaigner. There's a lot of those in the Bunbury camp. Ball goes into air, knocked over the back by Remus. Docking goes to ground. Then comes Remus to follow up, but is adjudged to have gone into his back, and the umpire said bring the footy back, and Docking will have a resultant free kick. Hand passes over to Cummings. Cummings goes out wide towards the outer flank. Hoffer's in front of Quinn. Takes it cleanly, but he's scrambled a kick around his right foot as he is heading straight towards the boundary line. Gained about 20 metres in favour of Bunbury, and he couldn't do much else with that one under those circumstances. The rain's abated somewhat, but there could be some more coming. Ball comes into play. Up goes Sarah, knocks it down with two hands towards Hebbert. Hebbert breaks one tackle, gets onto his right, heads the ball towards the goals, but it's going to go over the line on the full with the wind getting hold of that and carrying it well over the line. So we're going to get a lot of this, as we said earlier. Out comes Nichols. Geez, he's had some touches today. For a defender, they usually spoil and get it out of there. Cummings is also starting to rack up a couple of possessions with Bilsich gone into the forward line for a rest. Holding up play here deliberately with Bunbury kicking with the breeze. Going to have to go long, no options. Kicks long and high as far as he can get it. Holds up in the breeze. Comes towards the back of the pack. Sarah's there. Tries to come back on the left. Gets a hand pass to Tan. Tan underground towards Hoff, but it trickles over the line and out of bounds for yet another throw in the right half forward flank for Bunbury.
South Bunbury been able to restrict Eads and Nani at this stage. They're two key forwards to just a touch each, I think it is.
If they're lucky, yeah. Comes to Milner. Milner runs around onto his left. Gives a hand pass back to the defensive side. Comes to, I didn't pick up the player as he's driven it into a forward line for Bunbury. Comes up to South Bunbury. He's taken it with a, was he signal to push him back or throw in? Throw in. Thought it might have been a kick there. The ball comes back into play. Up they go, four up in the pack there. Socket off forward by Milner. The ball comes out of to the half-back flank. It's knocked down towards Sarah. Sarah's got it over to Tan, I think it is, who drives it towards the square, goes to that forward pocket again. He's right out of it, gets back into it, snaps it over his right shoulder. That'll be a miracle goal because it's going away from ground. It comes over towards Hislop. He's turned himself right into trouble, and he'll go over the line out of bounds for a throw-in. On the right side for Bunbury if they can scramble a kick out of this. Tang by Ward. Ward gets a knockdown towards Hislop. He can't get to the ball first. Cummings commits his body. The hand passes coming out to Treasure. Treasure snaps it over his left shoulder, bounces one way and keeps going. Over towards Docking, scrambles a kick to the half-back line towards Hebbert. In comes Nani. He cuts the ball off, taken well by Nani. Great hand pass over to Cooper. Cooper's going to hand pass. No, he's not. Yes, he is now over to Hughes. Had to backtrack once. Comes around Evil, gets onto his right foot and he's decked after he got rid of it by Hebbard. In comes Remus. Didn't take the ball and he's taken his claim. Play on calls the umpire. Hand pass by O'Keefe over to Bennell. Bennell's kicks into the oncoming Matson. He goes back in after the hard ball. Well done. In comes O'Keefe. He tries to get hold of the footy and he's dragged away from it and didn't have it called the umpire, and he'll take the resultant free kick and some real good hard stuff in that lot. He gets a hand pass over to Remus. Remus plays on down the middle with his awkward kicking style. Over towards Sarah. Sarah should make this and he does and holds it up and he'll come back and keep the ball in the corridor.
Probably a shade lucky to get out of that situation there.
Yeah. I tend to agree. He's going to go. No, he's going to come back on his left. He doesn't know which way to go. He hasn't got much on offer. It's a terrible kick. Eads is in front. Should mark. No, he doesn't. Shouldn't have missed that one. Picked up by Hislop. He's dragged it to the ground as he tries to kick. Comes in as Andrews. Andrews gets over towards Cummings and Cummings kicks it out wide towards captain coach and Bilsich, and the ball's going to go over the line and out of bounds. And they're just on the attacking side of the half of the wing for Bunbury. Nani against McGregor. The ball comes to the ground. No one goes in after it. Booted out wide towards Tan. Tan puts his head down, picks it up, should get a kick, and so he does. He's the only one that wanted the footy. Kicks towards centre half forward. Ball goes over towards half forward flank, and it's no one can get a hand on this one. Comes over towards Ward. Ward fights hard for it as it goes towards the boundary line, and Harper, and the ball goes over the line and out of bounds for the regulation throw in. Becoming monotonous on that side of the ground.
It certainly is, yes.
Ward's up against Warren. Warren takes the knock and comes down towards Hoff. Hoff gets a hand pass over to Glass. Glass scouts the pack and gets onto his left. Eads forces his player underneath the ball but can't get back quick enough. Treasure knocks it forward to his own advantage and goes to ground. Picked up by Docking. Docking's looking for a lead forward. He's going to hand pass now because there's nothing on offer. Young Cooper takes it and hand passes over to Drager, and they've run the ball out well. He heads out wide, but it's going to be too wide. No, bounces just inside the field of play, and we'll have a throw in again, but this time on the members' side of the hands oval.
Not a player inside South Bunbury's 50-metre arc, Ray?
It will be in about 3 seconds.
Oh, right. Matson just going back there.
Nani and McGregor. Comes over the back from McGregor. He follows up his own ball. Comes up towards Harper. He doesn't take it cleanly but knocks it in front. Picks it up well on the run. Gets a scramble kick to centre half forward. Bilsich is using his body well and takes it. No, he doesn't. Did everything right and then goes in over the top of Bennell, and that'll be a free kick to young Bennell. Well, not young anymore. Across the back of the scone. Feeling the worse for wear by the look of it. You're not going to get any more time out of this one. Hoff's gone to get it. Is that all it was? He's got a kick from Hoff out wide towards Sarah. He's playing far and wide, roaming for his kicks, but couldn't make that one. Nani McGregor. It's right in front of us. We can see what's happening here. Over the top comes McGregor, gets a punch forward, knocked. Oh, brilliant, well done by Nani to Cummings. Cummings goes wide to the lead of Gowland. The wind's going to keep it in. That was fantastic kick from Cummings. A great lead by Gowland. He's right in front of the camp, goes short to the lead of Matson. He's going to have to dive for it. He does, and takes the mark on his chest. And South have held Bunbury very, very well at this stage of the quarter. And I don't know how long we've been playing, but they've done extremely well. Very difficult kick, as the previous one, a goal from Bilsich was. He's a lot closer.
No Southland players in the far pocket there, Ray. The ball dripped across to the wind.
You would think so. If he's kicked it shallow, it's come back. It's going right across, and a great mark is taken in defence there by Remus, I think. Nani. Jamie Nani. He's going to go out wide. Does that and kicks it long, as he should do with this breeze. Up comes Sarah. The ball skids past him, as it'll do on the wet ground now, and Dre just sockets it towards the boundary line and follows it up. Shepherds away from Sarah, and the ball goes over the line for yet again a boundary throw in. That guy's earning his pay on the far side of the ground. Young Woodruff, his first grand final, I'd imagine, at his age. He's only young, Kevin.
Certainly his first grand final. Yeah, he'll probably get arrested at the end of the quarter.
Deserves it the way he's having to throw the ball in. Comes down towards Harper. It's quickly on his boot towards Hughes. It's knocked down by Kane. In fact, the mark is paid. He's played on thinking it wasn't. The call comes towards Glass and Nani. Glass goes for the footy and takes it cleanly to the old stager. Knew what he was doing there. Hand pass over to Treasure. He's trying to track it away from South. Back to Glass. Back to Treasure as they both went to Glass. In comes Treasure now. He's going to kick long or short. Goes long. In front with South. And a push in the back. Called the umpire. And Bunbury's had a snap on goal. And wouldn't you know it? It's gone straight through the middle, but it won't count.
Interesting call there, Ray, whether he's going to kick long or short. And finish up going long.
Could have been a chip.
True.
He's picking up on my mistakes, this bloke. I'll sack him at the end of quarter time.
That'd be his first one, right? Ray Kelly admit he's made a mistake.
Move on with the players. The ball goes high, and the only one in position to take the mark is young Quinn. He can't play on from your mark in front of your mark, son. Go back behind the mark. Darren Larson right on the ball there. Docking's out wide. Where's he going to go? Gowland offers a lead. They're all covered. Comes Nani, comes out wide on the members' side. Out comes Drager calling for it. Now Nani. That's one on Nani and Nani. And I reckon that's a kick to Jamie. Play on calls the umpire now as they've taken advantage through O'Keefe. He goes long. Will get this one. He's dropped another chest mark. Knocked on by Shane Nani. The ball's trapped in the pack by Eads, and they come over the back of him. Play on calls the umpire, but now he balls it up as they drag each other off the top of the pack there from Nichols on Nani, and they're talking to each other as to what they're going to do tonight. Where will we meet for a drink tonight, fellas? Up they go at centre half forward for Bunbury. Knocked down by Ward. Goes straight down to South. He scrambles a kick towards McGregor. He can't bend over to pick it up. Picked up by Treasure. He gets it onto his right boot and stows it towards Eads and Docking. And Eads has finally forced him under. Sorry, it wasn't Docking. It was Allen. And Eads has finally been able to hold one. There's about 3 or 4 opportunities on his chest, and he hasn't taken anyone besides that.
That to be a very, very valuable goal. Must be very close to time on, right?
Yes, Bunbury certainly need this one. Eads has been tend to spray him when he's in a bit close on time, so he needs concentration is the name of the game here. There are no gimmies in grand finals.
One goal closer to the magic ton again.
Yes. Moves in, kicked it low. Only just got over the man on his mark, but it's straight through the eye little. Bunbury moved to 2 goals, 1-13. South Bunbury, 1 goal straight. Great track that was prepared by the manager over there. Great racing.
Very, very versatile young man, that track manager over there.
You tell you what, he's well underpaid though.
Is he?
Ball down to the ground, up they go again. McGregor wins it, but a shark by Hebbert as he bursts through the pack and heads towards the lead of Nani. He can't make the ball before it hits the deck. Over goes Eads, can't quite get to it as Daniel Allen forces the ball over, lets the ball go over the line out of bounds as Hislop and his counterpart decide that they're having a bit to do behind play. A little bit of a swing there by young Stott. All start. A bit of chesting, doesn't get you very far. No free kicks in that lot. Ball comes into play. Ward goes up against Warren. Warren gets a knock down to his captain coach, who's deep in defence as he gets the ball out again. Just kicked into the man coming towards him. He goes in after it and feeds the hand pass out towards Finlayson. Picks it up, spins right into trouble as he's taken in the tackle as the ball spills free. Taken by the South Bay, but he loses control of it as the ball goes underneath the pack of players as they fight for it, and there's holding the ball, and I don't agree with that one.
Well,
but
he raked it in, and under our AFL laws, that's it.
we're not playing AFL, are we?
They set the standard.
We've got better standard of play here in trying conditions. Captain coach takes another kick, goes out wide, up goes Nani, one-handed, knocked it down, couldn't get it, then comes Gowland, who robs the ball, tries to get the ball off the deck with a boot, comes back to him as he goes to the ground, flicked out by Remus, comes back in towards the South Bunbury player, and somebody from Bunbury's going to get a kick there, O'Keefe by the look of it, holding the man according to the umpire. Give it back to him, he said. And O'Keefe leading from the front. He goes long again. Ward's in front. It's going to carry him towards Warren. Does the right thing from a defender. Knocks it down. In comes Hislop. The ball jars from his arms. Him in the tackle. Hand pass from Bilsich over to Stott. Stott gets the ball towards the Gowland. Couldn't quite get it and gets an awful bounce. In comes Cummings. Goes to ground with an Academy Award. In goes Hebbard. He gets one around the neck. Play on calls the umpire as it comes out to Bennell. He's got no choice but to go long into the pocket because it's on his right-hand side. In comes Tanners. And as you heard, the quarter time siren has gone with the scoreboard showing Bunbury leading 2 goals, 1-13. South Bunbury 1 goal only. And a very, very valuable goal by the captain coach at that. And South Bunbury have set themselves up to for a very good second quarter, kicking with the breeze. If they can make use of that breeze, is that yet to be seen. A couple of comments, Kevin, from the first quarter.
Bilsich certainly leading by example. Would have had a heap of touches in that first quarter. Interesting that the Bunbury forwards haven't been able to capitalise on probably what they had was the majority of play.
No, they didn't, and the ball carried the packs on most occasions. As I said earlier in the piece, they haven't got used to the breeze and the ball carrying with the breeze, but South stood up admirably in defence. Bunbury didn't make the most of their opportunities, and it all now is set down to South Bunbury's turn in the second quarter with the breeze, but the breeze won't do it for you. You've got to work hard, as we all know, and we'll come back in a few minutes after a breather for the second quarter of the 2002 South West Football League Grand Final. Boundary umpires make their positions to start the second quarter, and very open forward line for South Bunbury. Gallen and Matson look like they're going to alternate between centre forward, full forward, and Michael Warren's been thrown down there, so all the tall timber in attack for South Bunbury. Bilsich back in the middle, McGregor from the ruck, Jamie Narney for the Bulldogs, missing Graham Bennett at the present time. Bounce down time, up they go. McGregor wins it down to Bilsich. He tracks it towards him for himself. Comes back, steps back inside, gets onto his left foot and scrambles it towards Melentis. Melentis gets around onto his left foot and juggles it towards the forward line, but carries the two players in question and over the line and out of bounds once more to start off the second quarter. Melentis has come off the bench, I think. Ball comes into play. Narney makes front position. Couldn't take it cleanly. The other Narney from South Bunbury comes in. Trapped by Bennell. Bennell gets a hand pass out to Jamie Narney. The ball comes out towards O'Keefe. He gets it down towards the half-back flankers. Tracked there by captain coach Bilsich. Gets onto his right. In towards the centre forward. Out comes Warren. He can't take the ball cleanly. Knocks it back towards Bilsich. Taken by Treasure. He's taken unceremoniously without the pill. And he'll have a free kick. The Pike medalist of last year. He'll go long along that dead wing. So it comes up towards the wing. Sarah makes ground, comes over the back. South Bunbury's in front. McGregor couldn't take the mark. Comes out to Andrew. Andrews gets it over towards Drager. And the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. And I fear I'm going to be saying that again a number of times this quarter. McGregor and Narney. Narney in front, comes to him. McGregor comes down towards Milner. Milner gets onto his left towards Ward at centre forward, carries him. Drager fumbles it the first time, gets a good hand pass out towards the wing. Can't be taken by South, comes back towards him from Hislop. And there's I thought a boot went in there. Is that what the ouch was for?
No, just one head high one there. One collar, is it collar?
Treasure.
Treasure.
Ball comes to the ground, in goes Milner, he can't take it. Bilsich can. Great hand pass out to Cummings. One step and onto his right. And ball heads over towards the boundary line, and this time it's on the full, so Bunbury will take the resultant free kick into play. Greg Evil, the left footer, playing on Craig Narney. Evil's had the better of that duel at the present time, but things can change quickly in football. A couple of dangerous kicks around goal. He's kicked a number of goals this year, I should say. Evil goes long and the ball's going to float over the line and out of bounds. Poor kick from Evil off the half-back flank then. All the time in the world, he should have been able to direct that from far better. Docking comes inboard towards the centre, as over towards McGregor. Coming over the back is O'Keefe. He spoils from behind. Ball comes to the ground, in goes McGregor again. Coming out by Bunbury over towards Milner. Milner comes over to O'Keefe. He's grabbed, so's Bilsich. In comes Glass. He tries to go through the pack and's tackled and goes to the ground, and it's ball up time for the umpire Larson. Narney McGregor. McGregor's had the better of the duel so far. He's going to have the better of this one too. Comes out wide to Cummings. Cummings gets his kick into attack. Up they go. Remus pushes him in the back. Play on is to Warren. Play on as the ball comes out to Gallon. He misses it. But Bunbury's come in, and there's Matson has got his knee in someone's throat, and the umpire's right on the spot there, and we'll have a free kick to the Bulldogs, and I don't know what happened there. The umpire does.
Matson disagreed with a little bit of treatment he got and took matters into his own hand, right?
He's not allowed to do that, is he?
No, not at this stage of the proceedings. Probably doing his job.
Bennell gets a long kick out towards the dead flank. Up goes Nani, and McGregor's knocked forward by Treasure. Tracks it and then gets a great hand pass over to Glass. Glass comes in very deft on his left-handed with his left-hand hand pass over to Milner. Milner drops it onto his left. Well done by Ward, but he hasn't got any support there as in comes Docking. Docking gets hand passes, go to the favour of Hislop. Hislop goes low. Terrible kick into the forward line. Eads, and his counterpart is fighting for the ball. In comes a good shepherd from Shane Nani as Drager lets the ball go over the line and out of bounds. And I think it's Allen that's playing on Eads, and they're having a great tussle with the ball coming in. Neither giving up their stand, and neither they should. Very evenly matched, those two. As the ball comes into play with Ward, very low one. In comes Ward, gets a knock forward down. In comes Herbert. He can't take the footy and runs over the top of it, and it comes to Cooper. Cooper gets a long kick out towards half-back flank, trapped again by Glass. He's playing a sterling game for the Bulldogs as it comes over towards the half-back flank, scrambled forward by South and over the line and out of bounds for yet another throw-in.
Bunbury look like they're running Botan with Bilsich at the moment.
Well, that's all he's doing is running with him, because he ain't quieting him down yet.
It's not close to him either.
You couldn't be giving him that much latitude and be playing on him, surely, unless he's gone to Cummings. In comes the ball, Nani McGregor. McGregor takes it easily out of the air onto his left foot and drives down towards Gowland, who's in front, spoilt from behind by Bennell. Play on's the call now as they pay advantage as it goes to centre forward. Warren can't take them. Well committed by Johnny Bennell as he goes in. Couldn't take the mark. Got out by Matson, but in comes a reliable level onto his left foot as he comes out wide. Out towards Scotty Hoff and young Quinn as they head the ball heads towards the boundary line, and Hoff seeks the century of the boundary line, and the ball will have come back into play. Great play by Bennell in that pack.
Hit the ball hard and showed great commitment, as you said.
Way to go. Head for the footy. Play it hard. Remus can't get to the throw-in. Cummings is in front and takes the ball underneath him. Comes out now and is dragged back in by Bennell. And someone caught one across the back of the head, says Melantis. But you got some red on. You can't be an umpire and have that colour on you. Greg Rolfe, last year's AFL, South West Football League umpire, did a great job last year. He's done a great job this side. In comes Belsic is his name. That's the one I'm trying to get. He gets over to Finlayson, who gives it away to Remus. Remus over to Milner. Milner over to Evell. He's not going to take the ball. He's knocked it on in front of him. He's going to give it away here because Nani's tracked it off in front of him. He's come onto the handball over to Warren. Warren's going to give it over to Bilsich, who's moving slowly now as in comes Treasure, but it's taken by Bennell, a back hand pass, which I didn't think was going to come off. In comes, oh, gee, that was hot and ready.
Absolutely red hot, I would have said, Ray.
Very, very disputable.
South Bunbury would be very happy with the call.
You certainly wouldn't argue about that if I was a red and white man. But that's the decision from umpire Rolfe. I've just sung his praises. Anyway, he believed he had time to get rid of it. And Finlayson will have a deliberate shot on goal from 30 metres out. He's kicked it to the left-hand side. Matson says it's a goal. Goal umpire says no, it ain't. One that he shouldn't have missed.
Back Johnny Garuni there and the result on that one.
You don't think he would have tried to talk him into it?
No, I don't think so. Johnny, very hard man to talk to make the changes, Johnny Garuni.
2-1 Bunbury 13, 1-1-7 South Bunbury. And we've played some 7 minutes in the second quarter. Garrett Kane to bring the ball into play. Goes straight down the middle. O'Keefe is outnumbered here, but McGregor's taken the mark. No, he hasn't. Play on calls the umpire. It's knocked down by Andrew towards the South Bunbury forward line. Comes Bunbury. In goes Sarah. He's on the bottom of the pack, and he's going to get a free kick, and Gowland treats with him, and they've decided they don't like each other, and they used to play together. A little bit of niggles creeping into the game because there's not a lot of open, free-flowing football at the present time. Temper's becoming frayed. Sarah goes on with the business out to Evell, who's dropped the chest mark. And the umpire's called play on and then said, no, I'll stick by the mark, and he has to stick by the mark, I'd imagine.
Bit of byplay right.
Oh, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, good to see.
The recipient of, yes.
Play on calls the umpires. The ball comes out to Hughes. He couldn't get hold of it. Out comes Treasure. Gets a hand pass under pressure towards the Bunbury player. But out comes Johnny Bennell. Gets it onto his left. Scrambles it out towards Cummings is the only one there. He's trapped it one way, then the other. Gets in. He's looks up towards Sea Gowland. Over the top comes Bennell. Good spoil, but it's 3 against 1. The ball's gone past the first South Bunbury player. In comes Ward, picks it up. He's tackled. Johnny Bennell's tackled also. In comes Andrew. He gets the ball out, but it's only ricocheted over to Treasure. Treasure on his left, and Hebbert could just about get to this one. No, he can't. And the ball's going to trickle over the line and out of bounds for yet another throw in on the far side of the ground, and I can't see him from here. McGregor and Ward. Ball comes down to Milner. Milner, ball goes underneath, over the top, I should say, of the two players, jostling for the ball in Allen and Eads, and over the line right next to the point post, and left-hand pocket for Bunbury. And be worth anything as South Bunbury's goal was into this breeze at this stage of the game. No, Shane Narney there. Gets it backhand over towards Hislop. The ball scrambles over towards a little.
You're going again.
They don't like each other, those two ex-Fremantle players.
Bit of disagreement there. Yeah.
2-2 Bunbury, 1-1 South Bunbury. We'll keep our eye on the footy. I like to see the extra stuff. Bilsich is going to kick the ball into play. He's going straight down the middle. Into the square it goes. Up they go at the thing. And the only one wanted the footy was Hebbert. He's taken the mark. Goes back. Goes short towards Sarah. The ball comes over the back towards Bilsich. Bilsich gets the ball. Hand passes. Not as chopped off. It's knocked back towards the player in question initially in Drager. He goes out wide. 2 Bunbury, 1 South. Both Bunbury players go up. They're beaten by Cummings. Play on's a call. In comes Glass. He's going to get a free kick here. O'Keefe decides he's going to play on, but the umpire's called it back. And a little bit of treatment to go with the byplay. Glass goes long towards Sarah. He can't quite mark it, and he makes sure the ball goes over the line and out of bounds, and keeps the ball in the area. "11 minutes gone in the second term. Jamie Narney and McGregor. McGregor's got the front, tries to take it. It comes down the front, knocked by Milner, over towards Hislop. He's taken the ball and it comes out in the tackle. Picked up by Finlayson. He tries to break one tackle, squirts a handbar straight up in the air. Knocked down by South, straight down towards Cummings. He's got a lot of kicks. Fortunate kick to Bilsich on his left to go inboard to get it in the corridor. Taken by Gowland. He's got past Devil. He's gone down forward. There's only 2 players down there, both Garrett and Matson, and I think Matson's ankle's playing up as he goes out towards Treasure. Treasure's got the footy, half-back flank. There's some wide open spaces. Bennell's made ground on the wing. He'll take the mark and run around Warren if he can get moving. He's cut inboard. Play on's the umpire's call. Now he's out wide towards Treasure. They've gone out to the boundary line, and there's a misdirected kick and a poor kick at that, and it goes over the line and out of bounds, and they could have been in attack if they had to use the ball a little bit better than that, and I think Matson's in big trouble.
That looks like it's a recurring knee injury.
Ankle, I thought it was initially, but it could be knee. O'Keefe wins the knock, comes down to Docking, he's tackled, comes it to Remus. Remus gets it over to Bennell at Sarah, and he's taken high as he goes to ground, as he takes the footy, and he'll have a resultant free kick. It's a big blow for South Bunbury, as Matson looks like his, knee doesn't look too good from there. Comes over into towards Jamie Narney, but it's cut off by Drager. He's played a great game. Hand pass over to Cummings. He's got around 1. He's got around 2 as he goes down towards South Bunbury's forward line. The ball smothered off the boot, and in comes Kane. He's let the ball go through to Remus. Out comes Ever with that backup that he's supplied all year. Onto his left foot. It's a short one, and it's a great pass to Glass. Treasure calling for it out wide. Goes short in front to Sarah, who's seen him on the outside, but he's kept up well by Finlayson. On comes young Dylan Harper. Ball goes out towards Treasure. A lot of people got their eyes on this young fellow coming onto the ground. Ball goes down wide towards the forward line. Oh, in goes Hislop. Out goes Hislop. In comes South. Picked up by Bilsich. Gets a kick out. The hand pass out to Andrews. Gets it down towards Evel. Evel's met the ball out, as does Bennell. 2 up, none down. Relieves Gowland to take the footy. He's tackled. He didn't know where to go, and he's headed for the boundary line, and he's going to be penalised, and a free kick to the Bunbury side.
That was a tough call.
I thought so. I think he was heading for the boundary line, but yes. but we'll run with the umpire as we always do.
100% right.
Manny White's never wrong.
Apparently.
Ask him out there. Evil gets the long kick in towards the half-forward line, up towards Shane Narn. He hasn't hardly touched the footy, and there's a free kick or a mark to McGregor, who's played a sterling game for the Red and Whites. He comes down towards Gowland. Gowland over the top. Great mark over the Bunbury Sarah. Goes short to Cummings. Cummings is keeping him in the play. He's taken a couple of steps too much as he's tackled as he goes to kick the ball. Comes to Warren. Hand pass over to Drager. He's on his right. He wants to on his left. Won't use his left. Ball's got an awkward bounce down to Harper. Harper down to Melendez. Great play by Harper. Set that goal up for Craig Narney to drill it from 2 metres out, and South Bunbury move to 2 goals, 1-13. Trailing Bunbury one solitary point, 2 goals, 2-14.
I was about to comment on Evil being able to move off Narney and tighten up that defence and move the ball deep into that defensive side, and then Narney pops up and kicks a goal.
Yeah, we said earlier in the quarter he kicks a couple of goals every now and again, and very elusive, and left him on his own, and he's paid the penalty. Great play by Harper to set that up in the first place, and great hand pass from Melendez.
Having an immediate impact after he's come on the ground.
Took him 15 minutes to get that one. Let's see what can happen from this bounce. Up they go again. Again, McGregor wins the centre bounce. Comes down to Finlayson. He picks it up the first time, taken high as he tries to deliver the footy in a hand pass, and he gets the kick. South to go into attack. Warren making a lead. That one's ignored. He's looking for a second one. Over goes Melendez. Goes to centre half forward. Up they'll go in a big pack. And Evil's the only one that goes up with a one-handed, drags it down on the long left hand and the right hand and takes the mark. He goes towards Sarah. Sarah's coming on track from Finlayson. In goes this Docking, gets over towards McGregor. Goes over the top to Andrews. And he goes short to Narney. He's on his own again. He's going to stay, might cause something. And Sarah goes past him, and Narney sets up for centre half forward, and Cummings takes a mark, and he's come right into the game. Plays on quickly, can see a man free, and Harper's great play by Cummings. Very good vision as Harper's taken it on his chest and maybe a bit of treatment, and he will take, he's got the mark, and he's limping a little bit there, but I think the side of those big sticks might be enough to cure that.
Courageous play there from Cummings.
Yes.
The player had a handful of jumper and still managed to play on.
Yes, fast becoming one of the better players on the ground. Kick from 35 metres out. Swirling breeze basically behind his back, going slightly to the right. We'll see what this young kid's medal is made of in a tight situation. It was allowed beautifully for the breeze. The umpire headed to his right. The ball came back and virtually split the middle. And South Bunbury have hit the front. 3 goals, 1-19. Bunbury, 2 goals, 2-14. And now the Bulldogs have got some work to do to make sure they keep South Bunbury intact.
17-minute mark of the second quarter, Ray. Still not a great deal in it.
I know, but they've kicked 2 quick ones. And in some places, I say 2 quick ones are run on. So now you man up. But, Cummings is playing very, very well, as is Bilsich. There's their 2 main runners, and McGregor's the one that's feeding it to them. Ward in the middle. He'll contest the ruck with McGregor, but line ball decision comes into Treasure. Oh, what's his name? Ward comes in and knocks it down towards Hebbard, scrambles the ball forward. Andrews keeps it in front of him, over towards Hughes. Hughes runs out onto his right and goes down towards Evil and Narney. Evil's in front, gets a slight push in the back. Play on calls the umpire. Over goes Gowland. He's playing a good game at centre half forward and the forward line as well, alternating in those positions. Gets the ball as a hand pass over in towards Hughes. One step and gets the boot on the ball, only to see Ward standing in the way and takes an uncontested mark. And will relieve the pressure, maybe all but temporarily, for the Bulldogs. He goes short. It's a dangerous kick, and in comes Narney. Could have get paid that kick, yes. Chopped in front of Sarah, and he's played on, and the umpire says come back. And Sarah's crept up about 5 steps, 6 steps since I've seen him. And that, I reckon, is 7 as the ball comes backwards to McGregor. McGregor goes forward to centre half forward. O'Keefe standing in the way. They're bearing down on top of him. The ball carries it back. Knocked forward by Ward. Comes over towards Docking. Docking steadies. Looks at the big sticks. He's driven it forward on the right-hand side of the big sticks. And it's only 1 point for South Bunbury to make an even 6 points in front. 3-2-20. The Bulldogs 2-2-14.
Mark Docking, he's just looking at a little bit of poise. Kicking on goal. Been defended for a long time.
He has, but the wind's playing havoc, I suppose. Never mind. Kane brings it into the dead flank, as you would expect, over towards Burnell, and up they go. DeGallen knocks it down, knocked down by Remus, knocks it forward, over towards Burnell, comes to Treasure, gives it to O'Keefe, gives it to Glass. Glass on his traditional left foot, gets it out towards Tan. He can't control the ball. Yes, he can. He's done well to keep it in front of him, and he's gained a couple of metres for the Bulldog side until that nasty boundary line comes into play once again. It's very close, that boundary line, isn't it?
Close to what?
Close to the ball.
Yes.
Nani McGregor. McGregor's won this handsomely. He's going to win this one too. Comes down to Treasure. He can't get his hands cleanly on the footy. It comes to Bilsich. He can't. In goes Sarah with a front on tackle, and it's fair call. Protect the man going for the footy. He centres the ball as he's done most of the time. O'Keefe's underneath it again. Over the top comes Warren. Can't quite keep handle of the footy. In comes Hislop. He hasn't got it. Picked up by O'Keefe. Over towards Hoff. If Hoff takes this, he can use his pace, but he's going to get run down. No, he's not. He gets a short kick into Shane Narney, who cops one across the back of the ear hole to go with it. They're going to lose it here if they're not careful. Yes, you must be very careful. I thought they could have lost it then.
Narney, very, very lucky. I thought he played on and stuffed
No, I thought the ball was knock free, but still.
Oh, okay, well,
I didn't think there's anyone there to play onto it. That's why I didn't think he played on. But nevertheless, we haven't got the vision of the replay, have we, Brian?
Run that back, Brian, and have a look at it.
Narney 50 metres. Don't you ever say that again. Narney's kicked it long. It's gone into the square. Up they'll go in the front. It's knocked down by Docking. Comes down. No, sorry, it comes down to Docking. Must have been spinned into trouble with Sarah. And the umpire says, I'll have that one, as he never had an opportunity, and they're going to rough themselves up again. The crowd love it. It's only metres from some of those sitting on the fence, and they reckon this is great stuff. And you blokes are both wrong, by the way.
I think we've got it by 2/3 majority, right?
Doesn't count here.
Okay.
Up they go. It's knocked down by McGregor. Comes down to Cooper, and he's ridden across the boundary line. And something's happened there. I didn't see what it was.
Deliberately out of bounds.
Oh, well, Hislop's got this, and he wouldn't be carrying any of my money.
Got a bit of a dust up over in the pocket there.
The umpire's saying, kick the footy. Kick the footy, son.
No, hang on, Ray. Just watch the footy. The kick's about to be reversed.
Oh, I don't know what happened there.
Rolf has come in and reversed the free kick, and they'll be lucky they don't get 50 metres out of it.
Where's the free kick come from? The stash over the other side?
Dash over the other side. Well, altercation.
Okay, Bunbury won't have a shot on goal. And he's brought him back. Lucky you're an umpire, Kevin, and you know what's going on, because I don't. How'd they come up towards Cummings and Hebbard up? Finlayson can't take it. In comes Glass, goes to ground as he hand past to Milne. He wants his left foot, he sees Treasure. Treasure can't make it as gets an awkward bounce. In comes Hughes with the pace, gets a great hand pass to Cummings, and South are going forward again. Towards centre forward in the lead of Harper. Harper, oh, great gather on the bounce as it comes out to Gowland. Gowland gate hand pass out to Craig Narney. Craig's coming back in on his left now. He wants his right. Ball smothered by Burnell. Comes back to Gowland. Gowland forces the ball forward. Play on's there, called by the umpire. O'Keefe shakes one tackle. Gets a hand pass out to Evel, and Evel goes forward to Sarah, who's got a heap of ground if he wants to run to the 50-metre line. Let him come through, fellas. He goes short now to Shane Narney, but he's a long way out of goal into this breeze. Kicking with it, he might have a chance, but he won't kick that in. Now he's gone short, and you can see Hislop's on his own. He's drifted forward on the edge of the goal square. And if all goes well, the umpire won't take this one off. He's still not... And there's a blood rule here. Danny Allen coming off... and Stott will go back on. Will go on. And this is no gimme either. This is about where Bilsich had his shot from in the first quarter, and he put it over the top of the goal umpire's hat. But this is going to have to be just as good to register full points, and Bunbury certainly need them.
Alan's done a good job on these at this stage, keeping their crack forward down just to the one goal.
Certainly has. He's given nothing away. Lee Hislop, come back from Swan Districts.
Each game out of their last 3 meetings.
2 steps, and he's kicked it out on the full. How many? No, he's got a point. And how many times have league football has been told, kick through the footy when you're having a shot? Mark Stott runs over and brushes his hair and tells him, and he cops one in the solar plexus for his troubles. Out comes Bilsich. Play on the call now as he comes out wide, and it's on the wing already. Up goes Ward. Great spoil there by the Bulldog. The ruckman comes to Cummings. Cummings knocks it to his advantage, but there's too many Bulldogs. In comes Hoff. It looks for O'Keefe. He's got caught there by Melendez. Gets around one, gets around two, goes forward. There's no one in front there, and South Bunbury should wrap this one up, and they've spoiled each other. Play on's the call now. In goes Sarah, but it's in his back, and it'll be a free kick, and South are lucky to get out of that one. He's off. He's played on. No defence there from the Bunbury forwards as he goes towards centre forward. Up goes Remus. He makes sure that Gowland doesn't get it easy. Great hand pass over to Craig Narney. Will he take the ball? He's got Finlayson in support. Finlayson hasn't got any room here. He's brought out the defender in Kane. Dylan Harper stays in the goal square. Drops on his left foot from 1 metre out, and South Bunbury go further ahead. They move to 4 goals, 2-26. Bunbury 2 goals, 3-15. And that's a 2-goal turnaround from Hislop.
Very clever football there. Both of South Bunbury's goals coming handballs to the player left alone in the square area.
Yeah, Kane probably would have been better off staying where he was, because at least he could have ensured that he had to kick from further out. Easy call from here.
Great Derby grand final, Ray. All the feeling that goes into a Derby.
It is, and we'll now see Bunbury finished on top by a couple of games. We'll now see just how conclusive Bunbury are with their backs to the wall. Ward against McGregor. Up they go. McGregor again wins it. They're getting first use of the ball out of the centre. In goes Glass, and he'd be close to Bunbury's best with the number of possessions he's had. He's always at the ground level and feeding the ball out. Not a lot of play on football in this game, but owing to the conditions. He's gone out to Bennell's made ground. In goes Melendez. He can't mark it. Gets over to Cummings. And the umpire has said there's a push in the back as they played on. And the umpire says, no, bring it back. Gavin Melendez put South Bunbury into attack. Goes towards Finlayson. He opts out of it. In comes Evell. He spoils Hebbert, his own player, as they go to the ground with the ball underneath, and we'll have another bounce down. 26 minutes gone. 11 points in favour of the Tigers. Up they go. Knocked down by McGregor. Comes to Glass. Gets one high. Play on's a call. Out to John Bennell. He's going to get tracked right to the ground as he never had a chance to get rid of it. Melendez drags it under. Cleverly gets to his feet. Hand pass to Finlayson. Breaks one tackle. No, he doesn't, but he's good enough to get the hand pass to Gowland, who gets it over towards Quinn. He uses his pace to get onto his right foot. He drives it goal. We're right behind this one, and the Tigers have got another one. And they move to 5 goals, 2-32. Bunbury 2 goals, 3-15.
South Bunbury runners coming to the fore, Ray, just a little bit extra pace.
Yes, the game's opened up and they've used their pace to advantage, and now the Bulldogs have got some real work on their hands.
McGregor having a great second quarter there, Ray. Probably broke even with Narni in the first quarter, but dominated this second quarter.
Yes, Bunbury certainly missing Bennett. But it's not to be. Bounce down again. Comes towards Glass. Glass goes backwards to Jamie Narney. Gets a hand pass. It's smothered by Finlayson. He sockers it out towards Docking. The ball comes out to Evell. He meets it. Gets a hand pass as he stands up in the tackle. Goes out towards Treasure and Cummings. In comes Evell again. He gets the ball out in the tackle towards Treasure. He can't pick it up. In comes Cummings. He can. He's swamped as Treasure takes the result, and hand pass it comes through. Hence for the boundary line. There's no one there besides Wes Hughes. He tries to keep it in. He doesn't. And the ball goes over the line and out of bounds, and we'll have another throw in on that far side of the ground. And where South Bunbury are looking pretty good at this stage with half a game to go and only a couple of minutes in this quarter as it comes down towards Glass. He's got Bilsich on his hammer as he goes to ground, and the ball will come back into play via the boundary umpire. Scotty Hoff comes off shaking his head, and on goes Glenn Howison. A little bit to do in the camp as McGregor again wins hands down in the ruck. Used his body well was Bilsich as he comes in for the footy. Glass gets it out from underneath him. Great hand pass over the top from Narney to O'Keefe. O'Keefe goes short to Ward. Ward's got in front of him if he can pick it up and get it onto the boot. Comes back in, gets a hand pass into Hislop. It's a terrible hand pass and Hislop couldn't gather it. It's still a chance for Bunbury as the ball comes to Hislop. Scrambles a couple of metres forward. Out comes Quinn, who kicked the last goal. Gets a hand pass to himself and Stott. In comes Bunbury to track that one down, and he taken high, killed the crowd, but down to the and underneath the pack is the footy, and the field umpire will bounce it down. Plenty of blokes around the pack areas. Up they go. Ward wins a knock. It goes down to Hislop. He goes short, but it's cut off by South Bunbury. Comes out to Treasure. He goes high and long up towards the goal square. Up goes Howison. Up goes Hebbert. In they go and clash the two Bunbury players. Comes out towards South Bunbury's Quinn, I think it is, and he heads to the boundary line with the left foot kick and then follows it up, and he's going to have two in a row. Now he sockers it as he overruns it. And the boundary line might be the winner in this one. Right in front of the South Bunbury camp, and don't they appreciate that? Jamie Narney and McGregor. The ball comes into play. Goes over the back of those two. In comes Hebbert as the third man in. Takes it cleanly, breaks one tackle, gets tripped. Play on's the call. No, it's not. Come back, he said, as Hebbert will have the resultant free kick. He's got to kick long. Out comes Narney. It's a chance here for him. Up against Nichols. Goes over both of them. Comes towards Hughes. He gets rid of the footy in a hurry and he's tackled. Play on calls the umpire. No, it's not. I didn't hear the whistle, and Hughes got rid of that very quickly as the Bulldog, the forwards, descended upon him, and he's got the resultant free kick. He's going to go long down the members. That's the way to go. Up they coming for the pack. Hebbert and Dylan Harper go high. Taken by that man Glass. Gets a hand pass over to House, and he gets his first kick in the grand final. It's going to bounce over Hughes' head. Comes into Hislop. He's tackled by Nichols. Nichols gets a hand pass. The ball comes out towards Bo Tan. He's gone one way and the other. Didn't need to do either of that. Gets a hand pass over to Hughes, and he's decked by Kevin Wells, and there's going to be a little bit to do here, I'd say. I think we're going to have a free kick to Narney. It's a relayed free kick after Tam was decked after he got rid of the footy. I said it a few minutes ago when Hislop had a shot and South have kicked 2 goals since then. It's not easy by any stretch of the imagination, and again, a couple of steps and he didn't kick through the footy.
Out of bounds to the full right.
Yep. Nothing's going right for the Bulldogs. It's all of their own making. Ball comes long. Kane's come up to cut this one off. Over the back, no one touches. In comes Glass. Gets the ball. Another hand pass to Glass. Gets it over to House and gets another hand pass back to Kane. He gives it to O'Keefe. He's got his back to the goals. He's got to run around onto his left. And he goes long. Will Hislop get up over the back for this one? Narney's in front, but it's taken by McGregor. He leaves it. Bilsich is on his own in the centre circle. Bennell's had to leave his man. He's gone long, short, I should say. Over to John Bennell, who's cut off Gowland's kick, and he's taken a bounce when he shouldn't have. No talk by the Bulldog defence. Finlayson's caught him, holding the ball as a decision, and so it should be. And now we'll go into a very, very open South Bunbury forward line. What's he going to do with this one? He go over the back towards Melendez. Head for the goals, he said. As Bunbury's starting to get some numbers back. He's seen Harper out wide. It's going to go over his head. Over comes O'Keefe. He's got to spoil it. He's taken the mark. He's taken the free kick as he's taken the ground for his troubles. He's going to go short. Once again, it's a terrible kick from the skipper as he's given it to Milner. Half time in the big game. South Bunbury Tigers, the underdogs, come into this game. Very confident of winning this game, even though they were underdogs. They lead 5 goals, 2-32 to the Bulldogs, 2 goals, 3-15. And although it's only a couple of goals, the Bulldogs have got the job in front of them. They've got to get some quick goals and early goals in this third quarter while they're kicking with the breeze. About to bounce the footy for the third quarter of the grand final with South Bunbury 5-2-32. Bunbury 2-3-15. And a big quarter in front of Bunbury if they're going to do any damage in this grand final.
You want a cliche, Ray?
Well, if it ain't a premiership quarter for this, if it's not a big quarter for Bunbury, it's not a premiership quarter for certain. Down the ball goes. Sarah's in the middle. In comes Narney. He can't get hold of the footy. Taken by McGregor, head fed out to Droger. Gets a scramble kick towards half forward. Socket forward by Bilsich. Comes over towards O'Keefe, who takes the mark. And the resultant relieving the pressure of the Bulldog defence. He's gone long this time. Remus goes to ground. In comes Warren. Drops what he should have taken. Picked up by Docking. Gets a hand pass out to Cummings. Cummings quickly gets a hand pass over towards Bilsich out wide. He goes short to Quinn. He'll take it and go. South Bunbury looking good at the present time. Nani's got hold of the footy just inside the boundary. Squares it off to centre forward to Hughes. He takes the mark and South are looking dangerous early. And goes over towards Gowland. He's been left unattended and he's taken the mark 35 to 45 metres out. Just about dead in front, but he certainly won't make the distance, so the Bulldogs need to plug the holes. Get some tall timber down into the goal square. Jamie Nani's making his way down there. Ward's down there. He's undecided. What will he do? Breeze seems to be picking up. There could be some weather coming with it. He's going to have to kick a spearing kick into the breeze. A couple of steps. He's gone high. The breeze has taken it away from the goals. Up they go. There's nearly a South Bunbury mark. Finlayson can't take it at ground level. He's tackled once. He's tackled twice and he forces the ball over the line and out of bounds. And for some unknown reason on grand final day there seems to be a lot of people up behind the goals behind a red bannered tent. In the ball comes, down by Nani, comes to the top of the square, give a Drager to Bilsich onto his right foot. He's gone forward and Harper's taken the mark on his chest right on the edge of the goal square, and this will really hurt.
Harvey Brunswick very happy with that red coloured tent up there, Ray?
Seems to be a popular place on grand final day. I don't know what's up there. Very deliberate, Dylan Harper on the edge of the square, 15 metres out.
Got it.
And has missed it. That's why you're a field umpire. 5 goals, 3, 33. 2 goals, 3, 15 Bunbury, and they've got the job ahead of them.
There's a quick view of that tent as we pan back now to
the goal square.
Exactly.
The bloke back at the station's not listening.
No.
Garrett Kane to bring the ball into play.
We did pause for a minute there, didn't we?
He's about to kick it, then he kicks it to himself, makes a metre and goes long out towards Bennell up the high. He's taken, no he hasn't the ball, he's forgot the footy when he got up that high. Out comes Cummings, he can't get away from the tackle and he's been pinged for holding the ball. Bunbury need a spark, is that the one to start him away? Sarah's looking around, then he has to go short and out wide to Milner. Milner's onto his left foot, as Finlayson closes in, goes out, and Hebbert gets rid of young Cooper. Runs onto his left, feints a hand pass, then gives it away to Remus. It's not a good one. He gets around a couple of tackles and slams onto the right foot. Eads is in the mark if he can get up high. Oh, he can get up high, but he can't hold onto it. In comes Heslop, is shepherded away by Nichols. Nichols goes out wide to Bilsich, who's making a heap of ground on the other side, tracked by Bennell. Bennell can't catch him. He's got onto his left. He scrambles the ball forward. And South Bunbury have done very, very well out of defence.
Mel Nichols unstoppable down there, Ray.
Their best defender and probably the best defender on the ground by far at this stage. In fact, most of the better players come from the red and white camp. Cummings, Bilsich, McGregor. Up they go. Nani improvises with a boot out of the ruck. It comes from a hand pass to Bennell. Bennell decides on the second thought that he'll get a hand pass over and it's swamped. Comes to Cummings. Comes over to Drager. Scrambles it forward towards Nani and Evil. Nani's got the run of it. He's chopped off by O'Keefe. That leaves the South Bunbury player free. Finlayson's got it. Hand pass over to Craig Nani, who's made some ground. He's gone without the footy. In comes Finlayson again. He's tackled as he picks it up. Play on calls the umpire. In goes Evil. Scrambles it forward. It's not 15 metres. Taken by Gowland. Gets around on his right. He's seen Nani. Has dropped away from Evil. Marks. Takes a step forward. Dylan stays in the goal square. Goal number 3 to Dylan. South Bunbury 6 goals 3, 39. Bunbury 2-3, 15. And there's the writings on the wall.
On first name terms with young Dylan Harper, are you, Ray?
He's come on, replaced Matson, and kicked 3 goals in 15 minutes of football. He's made the difference.
He set that he has, and he set one up as well, the handball over the top. An impact player, Ray?
Over a period of time, he will be. The rain's coming down, making Bunbury's job even that much harder, but they're going to need something from here. In comes McGregor, wins the knockdown, comes down to Bennell. Bennell's got it, he goes long to centre forward. In goes Remus, slips over. In comes Warren. Warren gets it out long towards Cummings. He's out on his own. He's got a virtual paddock if he can trap it, but he can't. And that boundary line moves in closer to the footy once again.
By Luke Anderson. Throw the ball in.
Narni and McGregor. Narni wins this one. Down to Bennell. He drops it. Gets it out towards Hislop, but he can't get it. Bilsich can. Ducks one way back into it. Scrambles a kick towards the boundary line. Chopped off by Bunbury, and then also Cummings. And Cummings gives Kane a little bit of a what to do as they look at each other and square off, waiting for the footy to come back into play. Up they go. The ball goes to Garrett Kane, tries to swamp it forward. In comes Milner. Milner sockers off the ground towards the centre. It's in. The ball's in dispute. It's come up by Kane, who gets a hand pass to no one's man. Hebbert forces his player underneath the footy and gets onto his left foot. Fortunately, Sarah's in front, right on the 50-metre line, and has taken the mark on his chest, opposed to Docking, who hasn't been that bad either. Well, he's got the breeze basically behind him. And boy, do the Bulldogs need a goal. He's gone short to Garrett Kane, who's drifted forward unattended. No one within 20 metres of him, and he's marked 30 metres out on an angle of about 45 degrees. The defender, how good is he? Bunbury have missed a couple that really they should have got. What can they do from a bit further out? Deliberately moves in with a drop punt, couple of steps, heads goalwards. The goal umpire hardly moves, and I think this one's home for the Bulldogs. It is. Badly needed is an understatement at this stage. 3-3-21 the Bulldogs, 6-3-39 the Tigers. Do your job, I'll do mine. Just in case you're right.
2-1 again, Ray. I thought Bilsich played a great game up till now. Difference between the
Bilsich bursts out of the pack, kicks the ball forward. O'Keefe's underneath it. Nani's in better position and takes the ball on his chest and appeals for 50 metres. He goes short, quickly over towards Finlayson, who's dropped off the back of Glass and who's taken the mark 35 to 40 metres out. A long way from goal when you consider what he's kicking into. You can have a deliberate shot on goal. There's a great big hole in front of the goals there if someone wants to lead into it. He's had a deliberate shot. It's right under the goal line. Up they go. In fact, I think it's carried the pack. It is, and he's made a lot of me, and the Tigers have got a very valuable one once again straight away after Bunbury's. And they move to 7 goals, 3-45. Bunbury's 3 goals, 3-21. Back to the centre of the ground. Tigers looking good. Up they go. Down to Glass. Glass gets it down to quick kick into centre half forward. Comes to no one. Out comes everybody goes to ground as South Bunbury's Allen gets it out. Knocks out the second time. Comes to Cummings. He tries to keep going straight through Milner. Goes to ground. In goes Hislop's boot. That doesn't go anywhere either. In goes the South Bunbury player wearing 16. I don't know who that is. It must be Allen, who's changed jumpers. Comes to Gowland. Gowland gets a dropped hand pass through to nobody in particular as the ball goes underneath a stack of players, and the umpire says, give it to me. Okay, up they go. Remus gets a knock this time, goes to no one in particular, comes out to Hislop, gets a kick out towards Quinn. Quinn on his left foot, scrambles it forward. Bilsich is in front, takes the ball cleanly, gets a hand pass over, knocked forward by Quinn again, and the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. And South Bunbury have held Bunbury up well in this 7 minutes into the third quarter. Kick 2 and Bunbury have only kicked 1. It's a great crowd in attendance given the weather conditions. Ball comes to Cummings. He tries to get the boot to ball. Can't do. Goes underneath him. The umpire says, give me it back to me and I'll have another go. Larson puts it in the air. Up they go. Remus and McGregor. Remus wins this one. Goes to Cummings. Scrambles it forward. Comes to Bennell. Bennell a hand pass to Evil. He leaves the footy behind. Knocked forward by South in the pack. Comes to Sarah. Sarah kicks it up and down in the air. Out towards Cummings. He takes the mark. It's 15, says the umpire. And Cummings is fast coming into best on ground in this tough Derby Grand Final. He's been in the heat of the action most of the day.
Have to do a bit more at this stage, knock Bilsage off, I think, Ray.
Could do. I said fast coming into the play, okay?
Fast and Cummings in the same sentence.
Kick the ball, please. Let's get the ball into play. Up they go. It's towards the forward line, and Bilsich has taken the mark opposed to Bennell. He looks further afield. It's a scrambling kick. Bennell goes to ground. Can't take the footy when he goes to... Backed up by Hislop in the... Or Sarah it was. Comes towards Drager. His boot scrambled off his boot. Glass is pushed in the back by Kelly. He goes to ground. In come two Bunbury players. Evil takes a footy and he goes to ground. Picked up by 10. Great hand pass out to Glass. Another good hand pass to Kane. Bunbury are on the move through. Hislop in the middle. He goes long with a long kick towards the goal square. Will it bounce the right way? Eads and Allen track it towards the left-hand pocket of the forward line, and that's where it will be for the throw-in. Probably the best bit of play Bunbury have had all day.
It certainly was. Moved the ball with great confidence.
Now they need to capitalise on it. Ball comes into play. Up they go. Nani knocks it down, comes to Hebbert. He scrambles onto his right foot. This is a great snap. We're right behind it. If it's not touched off the boot, it's a goal. It is. And the Bulldogs get another one. 4-3-27 the Bulldogs. 7-3-45 the Tigers. The wind seems to be strengthening, which will make this Bunbury's task all that much harder, because I can't see him being in front at three-quarter time at this stage, unless something comes out of the bag. Umpire Larson puts the ball in the air. McGregor and Remus. Remus jumps over the top. McGregor stands his ground, nearly takes it cleanly. Into that man, Glasses underneath. He gets the ball out to Remus. Hand pass out to Sarah. Sarah looks at Kane and keeps going. And on his left foot to the lead of Jamie Narney. On his chest, no, spoilt by Warren. Great effort by the young player from South. Ball comes out to Jared Andrews. Gets it over to Cooper. Scrambles it towards two South Bunbury players. Kelly and Cummings. Cummings takes it. Takes a couple of steps and just in time gets rid of the footy up to Narney and O'Keefe. Left call. Well called by Hughes. Marks, plays on, and off they go into the forward line, and Gowland will mark this one. No, he doesn't. In comes Bennell. Nobody touched him, he says. Play on's the call. Bennell's in front. Goes to ground. Gowland keeps his feet. Gets the ball out to Hughes. He looks forward. He centres it back towards Craig Narney. Will the ball carry to him? It will. He's gone through the two Bunbury players. His handball quickly to Harper. Harper's kicked goal number 4 from the goal square, and South Bunbury are really looking the goods now. 8 goals, 3-51 the Tigers. 4-3-27. And if that's not the death knell of the Bulldogs, I don't know what is.
It's a confident call this far out, Ray. Part of your the job, you do the trackside commentary, or you're still a long way from home?
Where would you like to put your money?
Not on stocks and shares, thanks.
Well, we'll see how good a judge I am after this. South Bunbury have kicked 3 very, very valuable goals into this breeze, and that's worth about 7 or 8 kicking with it. Rolfe puts it into the air. Up they go again. Knocked down by Remus. Remus gives it to Glass. Glass to Sarah. And in forward they go again. Tan can't take it. Nork and Narney. The ball goes over the back towards Warren. He gets a short kick, 3 or 4 metres, and it dribbles over the line and out of bounds. On a fine day, if you'd score both ends, you might say Bunbury was still in it, but when you're going to be battling to kick into it, even though South have, because South have been playing better footy, I don't give them a chance. I've now qualified my comment. Ball comes into play, picked up by Narney, scrambles it forward towards the goals. Each can't trap it, and it goes over the line for a behind to the Bulldogs. 4-4-28. They trail South Bunbury 8-3-51. Bilsich leading from the front. Going to bring the ball back into play. He goes out wide. Shane Narney and Warren's there. It's knocked down by Narney. Comes down to Brett Milner. Runs onto his left. Goes towards centre half forward. Only to see Bilsich drop the chest mark. He's got it in front of him. He's got support from Cummings. Takes it and gets dragged down to the ground. The ball feels free. Comes out again. In comes Cummings. And the umpire says, give it to me. And I'll have a bounce down or a throw up as it is with the ground wet. Up they go. Remus and McGregor. It comes out towards Kane. Hand pass over to Tan. Tan gets it over to Glass. He'll get it forward to Treasure. Treasure tries to take it one hand. You won't do it in these weather, son. As he gets the ball back, he's hopefully tracked by Michael Kelly. Taken by Hebbard. He's on his left. He looks at the goal square. And a great spoil by Warren. Nichols on Jamie Narney. And Bunbury get another minder score. 4 goals, 5. Bunbury, 8 goals, 3 to Tigers. And this could be the last hurrah for the Bulldogs. They're really battling. They've kept the ball in the forward line this time. Bilsich to bring it back into play. Cooper breaks to the left. Cummings breaks to the left. They're going to come to the left and go short to Michael Kelly. He'll mark and handball to Bilsich. No, he won't. He's covered quickly by Johnny Bennell. Going to come long to the members. Is out to the 50-metre line. McGregor goes up in front of Remus, takes it easy, gets a hand pass to Bilsich. Bilsich is hotly pressed, but gets a good kick along the wing to Craig Narney, who takes the ball out of bounds when he tries to turn. The young legs of the Tigers have served them well this year, and so far today they've served them well. McGregor takes it cleanly. Got plenty of time to get rid of the footy. Comes to Jared Andrews. He didn't want, he soccers it. He's met by Ward, and Ward's taken high and will take the free kick. Over towards Remus. Hebbard's at the back. Remus takes the marks. He's first, I think, for the day. He's played on quickly. He could see the carrot canes on his own, but it's taken by Finlayson and marks and plays on. That was a poor decision to make. Tan grabs it, gets the boot. The ball. Eads can come over the back here. He can't because he goes up with one hand. The ball comes back to him. He twists into trouble. The ball comes to ground. Eads is still on the ground. Finlayson's not. He grabs it and boots it out wide to the wing. It won't go out of bounds. Evil's in tracking it with Drazier, the 2 number 11s. Evil tries to keep it in play and does so, but only to see Wes Hughes come over and support his teammate. He gets a kick up along the wing towards Cummings and Bennell. Bennell's got the free. Goes down towards the pocket. Should have come to centre half forward. Shane Narney reads this better, then drops the mark. The ball goes to the boundary line and goes over the line, and he's had a real dirty day today.
He's battled for kicks along with Eads.
Very hard to play in these conditions at centre half forward, but a player of his quality I thought would have done a little bit better than he has. Comes into play. Narney goes up, Shane that is. Comes down towards Hebbard. He can't take it cleanly. In comes a squadron of players, and I can't see who's there. In comes Docking. He's taken high, and he'll get a free kick. He goes short to the lead of Finlayson. He knocks it forward once, but over the back comes Remus. Comes out to Glass. He's on his left foot and has heads for the big sticks. This is not a bad looking kick, but it's going to bounce across the front of his face of the goals, and 1 point only for the Bulldogs as they move to 4 goals, 6-30. South Bunbury still maintain their lead at 8 goals, 3-51. Docking to bring it into play. Goes short over to Michael Warren. Narney says, hold him up, and in comes Drager, and then Narney's going to have to chase. Drager's got a paddock, has 1 bounce, has 2 and has skidded twice. Now he's trapped down by Narney, but he couldn't quite hang on to him. Gets a short kick over towards the middle of the ground, and over comes O'Keefe. And there's a bit of play off the ball, and Ward will take the free kick for a push in the back. Again, he goes long, get the ball in the forward line quick. Hebbard's at the back, forces his young player Cooper under the ball with a back push in the back. And Cooper takes the resultant free kick with the umpire right side onto that, and must have been there. Young kid who's come up through the junior ranks for the Tigers. Young Cooper goes to the wing. Ward's in this. Cummings is in this as well. There's a number of players got their hands on the ball. It comes to ground. It's underneath the Bunbury player. Comes out to Hughes. He scrambles it towards the boundary line. It's all South Bunbury if there's anyone can get hold of it, but they can't. And the boundary umpire will have another ball back into play. A lot of comments from the boundary line telling them what to do. Up they go. McGregor wins it, but only towards Bunbury's favour is Garrett Kane, who's done pretty well since he's come out of defence. The ball's knocked forward by Finlayson, and then he's taken high and will take a free kick. It's an open forward line as Dylan Harper moves out to centre half forwards, chopped off gamely by...
That's a great mark.
I thought Glass had that covered, but Harper's come over the back and taken it cool as a cucumber. He's looking for some movement up forward. He's going to go long. That he does. It's not a good kick off the boot, but fortunately Wes Hughes is in front of everybody else, and the ball falls into his arms on his chest, and he's only 30 metres out, near on directly in front.
I think Dylan Harper probably claims that was a pass, right?
Would you?
Yes.
I rest my case. Wes Hughes deliberately lining up from 35 metres out from where he kicks. Stabs at it, chips at it. That's good enough by the crowd behind the goals. It's good enough for the goal umpire as well, and they move to 9 goals, 3 the Tigers. That's 57. The Bulldogs 4 goals, 6-30. Talk about premiership quarters.
This one may well be won and lost in this quarter, right?
Centre bounce, up they go again. McGregor gets it down. Scrambled forward by Bilsich once again. How often have we said that today? Knocked forward again by Evil. He's in front and trying to keep it to himself. He's hardly quickly tracked by a couple of South Bunbury players as the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. Ball comes into play. The wind blows it Bunbury's way. Comes down to Evil. Gets it. Was going to hand pass. Then puts on his left boot. Comes over towards the halfway between the wing and the centre. Garrett Kane can't take it. It's picked up by Bilsich. He can. Scrambles it forward any way you can. In comes Hughes and Evil, who to do battle, but the boundary line wins this one also. Remus and McGregor. McGregor takes it cleanly and puts boot to ball. In front is Milner. He takes the mark and is taken to ground by Nani. He's tasted premiership success with Busselton. They need to do something if he wants to taste premiership success with the Bulldogs this year. Gowland chips in, takes a mark over the head of Burnell. Long hand pass towards Hughes, and the ball's just about back where it started from. He knocks it out towards Quinn. Quinn gets a kick over towards Nani. Nani's going to just about run an open goal here. Over the top. Another handball over the top to the same man again. And Dylan Harper's got goal number 5 on the board for the mighty Tigers. And are they looking good or what? 10 goals, 363 to 4 goals, 630. And the Bulldogs are walking around with hands on hips as Burnell comes to the bench with his holding his arm where he may have a little bit of a problem. Best thing that could happen to South was Matson going off. He didn't mismatch him in the air. Paul Milner comes on, another player that's tasted premiership success with Busselton. Up they go in the middle. In comes McGregor again, straight down to the captain coach in Bilsich. They've worked this out to a T, the Tigers. Comes Gowland. Gowland scrambles around the corner. No one's there for South. Bunbury have got numbers here, but Craig Nani makes sure the ball stays in the vicinity and makes a good effort of that. Comes down. In fact, South Bunbury's going to pick it up. Bilsich attacks the footy and then attacks the goals, only to put it across the line for one behind only. And if he's not there on the difference between these two sides, and since he started with South Bunbury and playing coach, they have gone stronger and stronger. With all the experience that he's had in the waffle, he's really topped this side off. Evil brings it in with a long left footer. He's gone over the line now, according to the umpire. He's protesting his case, but you aren't going to win. And this will be a bounce down right on the edge of the square. The ball will go up in the air here from a throw up.
Could prove to be a costly mistake, right?
We'll see. Evil decides to make amends, knocks it forward, only to see Finlayson snap on his right foot. And Do you know what you're talking about or what? It's another one to the Tigers. 11 goals, 470. Bunbury trail miserably, 4 goals, 630. Breeze is worth 4 or 5. South have kicked 5 in, or 6 into it. Magnificent effort. When you talk about premiership quarters, they've put this game beyond doubt if it ever was in the last 10 minutes. Nani in the middle against McGregor. McGregor wins again, follows up his own ball, and he's taken to ground. In come the troops as Bunbury come in on top of it, and we'll have another bounce down. Throw up. Nani McGregor. Nani decides to take this one and straight to boot. Gets up towards Andrews and Glass. Andrews knocks it forward. Mick Kelly picks it up and he's taken to ground. And is pinged for holding the ball. I thought that was rather rough.
He's been pretty hot on that call all day, Ray, so it's consistent.
Well, admittedly, but it must give the man some. They've gone short as Glass, and in comes young Andrews, taking the mark, and will relieve the pressure for the Tigers. He goes out wide again. It goes up high. Does Bunbury got numbers out there if they can get it to ground? But South Bunbury have taken the mark. Great effort from Stott. Few leads on offer. Bunbury starting to plug the gaps. There's no one going to have to go long at this stage. And he does. Kicks it high. The wind gets hold of it and holds it up. Up they come across the back. Knocked forward by Ward. He couldn't take it. Taken by Docking, and he's taken high. There's a whistle on play. And the umpire said, get back behind your mark. We're about the 25-minute mark of the third quarter of the 2002 grand final. Hislop's about to come off and being clapped off by his counterpart in Stott. Ball goes forward, up they go. Nani's in front, takes the mark. Looks further afield towards centre forward. That's where the lead from Nani is. Up they'll go. McGregor's in front, Warren's behind. There's a push to from Warren on Remus, and he'll take the kick. Shane Nani puts their hand up for the lead. Eads will come over the back. No, he stays down. It's knocked forward. Comes to Glass. He was about to handball and lost the handle on the footy as the ball goes underneath the pack and will have a bounce down.
Bunbury's given no room to move, Ray, in that forward line.
No easy kicks. That's definitely right. The defence have been real man-on-man, toe-to-toe stuff. Up they go for the throw-up. Nobody takes control of the footy. McGregor scrambles it out. Comes to Joey Sarah. Puts on his left foot. Up they go. Each just about takes a mark, gets his hands on it, but that's all. But the two Bunbury players go to the ground and slow getting up. In comes Glass, trying to get heroically to get his side off the canvas. Picked up by Cooper, over to Nichols. Nichols scrambles it over towards Stott. He runs the ball over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. 30 metres from the Bulldogs scoring line. Comes in, up they go. Warren and Shane Nani comes down to Sarah, cops one across the nose, and is picked up by the trailing umpire, and he'll get a free kick for too high, and it's richly deserved. Joe unfortunately switched camps this year and is, I don't think, going to see a premiership medallion with the Bulldogs.
Not unless there's a major turnaround the next quarter in a couple of minutes.
Deliberately lining up 50 metres out, 45-degree angle. We're right behind this one. Is normally a reliable kick. It's fading towards, it's not fading, it's holding its line and it's marked behind the line, says the goal umpire, and one behind is the score. 4-6-31 the Bulldogs, 11-4-70 South Bunbury, who are looking the goods. Signal from Bilsich, come quickly, shortly, and he does just that to Docking. And then runs off through the mark, wanting to gain 50 metres, doesn't get it, comes out to Nichols, chipped in by O'Keefe. Ball can't, ricochets from one to the other, picked up by O'Keefe, twists and turns, gets the ball out. It's gone back behind him. In they come again. In comes that man Glass, working hard at ground level as he has all day. Picked up by Soulis. He's claimed as is the South Bunbury player, but umpire Rolfe says he was taken after he had the footy and he never had hold of it. Holding the man is his decision, and young Shane Sulis will have a shot on goal. Very quickly takes it, runs close to the man on the mark. Could have taken a bit more deliberation about that, but that's the score line. Doesn't make a score. South Bunbury handsome leaders at three-quarter time. 11 goals, 470. Bunbury 4 goals, 731 at three-quarter time of the 2002 Grand Final. Well, I imagine Peter Betty's comments would have been at least keep the scoreboard respectable, if nothing else. You couldn't really expect your side to outscore the other side 7 goals to none kicking into this breeze, given you've only kicked 4 goals in 3 quarters. Given you kick... And 2 of those quarters you've kicked with a breeze. Up they go to start the last quarter of football in WA for this year. In comes Bilsich. He's tackled and taken to the deck, and the ball's underneath him, and we'll have another throwdown right in the middle as Bennell says, get off him. McGregor and Nani to do battle again. McGregor's been the winner of that, hands down. Up they go. McGregor wins again. Bounces ball back, comes to him. Runs it forward. Bennell can't take it. Finlayson's got it forward. Can't get the handle on the footy. He finally gets it over to Bilsich. Stands up in the tackle and brushes them all over. Gets up the ball towards Quinn. Knocks it out to use his pace to advantage. Nani uses his bulk to advantage to keep him away from the footy, but he's not good enough as Quinn comes back. Gives it to Cummings. Cummings looked to centre half forward, and out comes a pace for the South Bunbury forward in Malentis. He's 55 metres out, looking for something short. Then goes long as a vacant goal square. No, Gowland comes across the back. Uses his body well. In comes Kane. Kane stops them from getting the ball forward towards the goal square, and Evil is taken high and will receive a free kick. Basically, in the last line of defence, he goes awfully wide to Brett Milner. He comes back onto his left and scrambles the ball up towards the half-back line, but Stott's in front and takes the mark on his chest. Someone's calling, squealing for the ball. He looks for the lead forward. Glass fills the hole, but he's too short for Gowland, who comes out and easily takes the mark, unopposed basically, over the top of Glass, who could do nil about it. A kick from 50 metres. Gowland kicked a number of goals this season, and his play as a forward this year. He deliberately lines up the big sticks at the Mary Street end of the ground with the wind behind him. Only a few steps. Helicopter talk, helicopter punt. Doesn't deviate from direction and straight through the middle. For goal number 12 to the Tigers, and they move to 12 goals for 76. Bunbury 4 goals, 731, and the first goal took around about 2 minutes.
In racing terms, Ray, put the glasses away.
Put the cue back in the rack?
Put the cue back in the rack.
I told you that, what, 20 minutes ago?
That was a big call, Ray. I bow to your superior knowledge of the game.
Back in the middle of the ground. Come on, Bunbury, at least keep the scoreboard reasonably respectable as up they go again. Down it comes from McGregor, but this time Johnny Bennell takes it away for the first time. Stott takes the ball, gives it back to Bilsich. He gets it out of the centre once again, over towards Milner. Paul, that is, knocked down by Finlayson in favour of their goals. Evil chases it down but can't take it. In comes South Bunbury player. Comes goes to ground with one across the top of his head as out comes Ward. Has a little bit to do at the back of play. In comes Ward. He's trapped by Cummings. He can get him. He's got his shorts. He's dacked him. In they come with on the right-hand side, right foot, I should say, from Glass. I was trying to watch the fight behind play and watch the footy, and I missed both. Up comes Andrew, takes a mark in front of the South Bunbury camp. Don't they love that? Another young kid that's come up through the ranks. He goes towards Cummings. Over the back is Milner. Milner puts him out of action. Play on's the call as Gowland gets a good hand pass over towards Hughes. Hughes to Melendez, and someone caught one high. And he'll get a free kick. Looks forward. No, chopped off by Joe Sara. Evels going out wide. Here he goes onto his left foot. He stops in his tracks with Docking cutting off the forward thrust as he goes out. That's a great pass, and that's the best lead that Deeds has given all day. If he had done that earlier, things might have been different. He goes on his left. The ball bounces out of the hands of O'Keefe. He's good enough to come back and get it. Will he give a hand pass out? He's tripped. Play on's the call. He's going to be trapped. He's going to be called holding the ball. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Play on, and yes, he is. I got it right in the end.
You eventually got it right.
I just thought the umpire was too slow. I knew what was going on. Should have got the hand pass off initially when Eads went past. Ball goes down long. Good 50-metre kick. Evels in front. He's pushed out of it by Gowland. And he will take the free kick. Well, he's had a lot of possessions, Evil, but I don't really think they've been positive possessions and gone to a man. They've all been so defensive, with the blood rule being brought into play. And that being Evil. So he won't get another stat. Hislop will replace him. We'll have a bit of a lull in play, and Bunbury will reorganise their defences. A little bit of claret to see out the game. In the change of play, Craig Narney has snuck right down towards the forward line, and we'll see if Bunbury pick that up. South Bunbury reckon that's okay as the crowd erupts into action. Game on. Sara takes the kick. He goes down to along the wing towards Narney. Narney can't take it one-handed. Comes back for it, but McGregor's equal to the task. Gets a great hand pass to Cummings, who also gets another hand pass out. Gets socket ball towards Gowland. He picks it up and gives it away, but in comes Hebbard. He picks it up. That's the best thing he's done all day. Kicked up to Remus. Remus puts it up in the air. Only the required 15 metres. Play on's a call. No, it's a mark to Sara. Had a lot of possessions, but hasn't done a lot with them. He looks for something up forward. There's a pack of players about to go in the air. It's knocked down by South to their advantage. In comes Glass. He'd be their best player by a streak. Fought hard and long. In comes Bennell to equal up the terms of 2 against 2. And we'll have another throw up right on the edge of the square. Slightly Bunbury's favour. Up they go. Again, won by McGregor. Comes to Sara. Sara runs away and gets a scramble kick towards Glass. Glass gets it onto his favoured left hand over to Paul Milner. He's a left footer also. I think he gets onto his right foot. Brett's the left footer, taken by Finlayson. He ain't been bad either. And gets it in towards centre forward. Gowland's in front. Up comes Kane from behind. Good spoil, but it's only going to go to Cooper. Out goes Cummings, running wide and free all day. He looks forward and puts it up high towards Craig Narney. In comes Hislop from behind. Good spoil. Melendez goes to ground. Comes up to Ward. Ward gets a good hand pass over to Sara. Sells him into trouble. Spins one way and goes deck for his troubles. Gives it back to Ward. He's going to have a bounce. He goes through the middle. He's had one. Terrible kick into the forward line. You wouldn't want to be playing in front of that. It's going to be to South Bunbury's favour as Docking grabs it and just puts the boot to ball. Bennell can't control the footy. Well done from Cummings. Knocks it out in the favour of Bilsich. Bilsich sees the lead of Harper. Over the back comes Howison. Ball comes to Stott. Stott, good hand pass to Finlayson. Finlayson puts to the top of the square where it's Hislop and Narney, and Hislop's reigns true. Comes out towards the members' side. The ball fades back towards the centre of the ground and holds up in the breeze, and Melendez is in front, just inside the 50-metre mark, and takes the ball in front of Hoff. He decides to pull his socks up and have a look around what's on option, as he should go for goal from this distance with the wind behind him. Nothing to lose. A goal gets your name in the paper. We're right behind this one. test the goal umpire's capabilities. He runs to the 50-metre line, stutters, drops it on the boot. There ain't anything wrong with that one. It's another major to the South Bunbury side, and they move to 13 goals for 82. The Bulldogs trailing miserably, 4 goals, 7-31.
Looks like we bow to the superior knowledge of our politicians, Ray.
And what's that?
Mick Murray was the only person to pick South Bunbury to win the game, I think, from all of the tipsters. Kevin Lynn picked them as well, did he? Well, that's why he's the league president, isn't he?
Exactly. You earn these roles from your knowledge.
And the cameraman.
How many times have I told him to just do his job? Keep your eye on the camera, son. Up they go. Again, McGregor wins it. Said that 1,000 times. Well done from Cummings. Knocks it out towards Quinn. He's decked for his troubles and can't keep control of the footy. In comes Saulis. Gets onto the left foot. Out wide it goes with Michael Warren leading in the race for the footy as it bounces his way. He's got a ton of time on top of Remus. He gets a hand pass over to Docking. He's played well. He looks to the lead of Craig Narney. Ball comes to ground from Hislop. Picked up by... No, Sarah's beaten to it by Craig Narney in his recovery. Great effort from the young kid. Picked up by Hughes, and he scrambles it forward to Ward, who was about to play on until he saw Gowland coming in to cut him off. He goes short to Sarah, was called out of it by Brett Glass. And surely this must be his last game. Great one from him, but disappointing from a club point of perspective. He's on his trusty left foot. Goes out towards Hebbert. He takes the mark over Cooper and sprints forward now. Uses his bulk to advantage. It's a terrible kick. Michael Warren's in front, and he takes a mark in front of Evell, who's just come back on the ground, a new jumper, and missed the man he went for. Comes to, again, Glass, holds his ground, gives a little hand pass over to John Burnell. He goes forward with a long kick up towards Evell, who's wearing number 14 now, and he takes the mark on the half-forward line. He's looking for something up forward. There's a depleted forward line from Bunbury. It's all congested across half forward and nothing in the full forward area. He goes long. Up they go. Narney knocks it down to the front. In comes Andrew. He keeps the ball in front of him, then uses his pace and then leaves it behind. Comes towards O'Keefe. He picks it up, one grab, and is tackled, taken to ground. Play on calls the umpire. In comes Quinn and knocks the ball towards the boundary line and over the line, and out of bounds it is.
Things certainly got out of the game now, Ray. Just going through the motions.
Going through the motions and waiting for time. Is this where the mercy rule should be implemented?
Yes.
Up they go again. Sarah's at the back. Then he takes in as the third man into the pack. Comes towards Evell. He can't take the footy. In comes South and stacks on the mill, and will have a throw up just as Drager picks up the footy and is about to dump it onto his boot. And jostle for position. Narney against McGregor. Over the top comes Evell. Knocks it forward to wins. Glass. He gives it to O'Keefe, and he's pinged for holding the ball, throwing the ball, but not getting rid of it in the right manner. And I tend to agree with the umpire is correct. Young Quinn, the mighty Quinn, gets it forward towards Finlayson. The ball doesn't make him. He mixes it up, gets it over to Evell. Evell to Milner. Milner towards Eads, and is well spoilt by his marksman in Allen, who's done a great job as it comes towards Quinn. Great pass to Gowland. He misses it as it just drops out of his fingertips from a chest mark, and it stacks on the mill once again, and another throw up right in the middle of the wing, directly opposite the centre circle. Not a lot to get enthused about at the present time unless you're a red and white supporter. Evell wins it, knockout again. It comes down towards House, and he can't get it. No. Quinn can. He gets the ball over to Docking. Docking gives it back to him in the 1-2. He goes onto his right boot looking for Hughes. Hughes waits. Was about to go, but he's changed his mind. He's gone back. He can see the stick, big sticks. It's an open forward line. Narney makes a lead. He's 10 metres in front of Hislop and easily makes the ball on his chest and will have a deliberate shot on goal. Dropped to the reserves a few weeks ago, and he's bounced back with nothing but the only thing you can do, and that's performance. He's done a great effort today. Been very elusive, read the play well. Very dangerous player as he deliberately lines up on goal. Goal umpire doesn't move. It's another major to the red and white camp as they move to 14 goals for 89. Bunbury 4 goals, 7-31.
Beaten all day in that ruck contest.
Ball come back into play. I'm looking elsewhere. Bunbury go forwards. Knocked down towards Eads. He can't get it as it's knocked down by down towards Remus. Remus gets it onto his boot and goes it towards the forward pocket where Evill's outnumbered 2-1 and goes to ground as Nichols picks up the ball. Long 15-metre hand pass to Docking, and they've done well in the fence again as he gets it out to Harper. Okay. Dylan Harper. He goes short to Jared Andrews as Harper's having a run on the ball. He goes long towards centre forward as they do battle there. As up goes Ward's going to knock the ball forward to Glass. Glass comes back in and out of trouble, gets a hand pass out. Once again, many times he's done that to Kane. Kane out towards O'Keefe, who should get this one on his chest and will cut back inboard on his right foot. Not going to kick it with his right hand, is he? He goes, takes off now. Over towards Hebbert and Narni. Narni's in sandwich between two and takes a very, very strong. And he's penalised for a push. Didn't see that one. I reckon that was fair, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. As Allen goes towards the square and he's picked out Gowan. No, he hasn't. It's gone straight over his head, and Kane has taken the mark, clutching his calf. We may have a bit of cramp from chasing tails. It's a terrible kick to centre forward. It's an uninterested kick as McGregor's in front. He takes the mark and goes back to drive the Tigers into attack. He hasn't gone beyond his mark. Let's play on, calls the umpires. He gets it to Dradger out wide on the member's side. Evill in pursuit on the mark and cribbing a couple of metres already. Dradger's going to go back to Docking. Docking's made it. Will Glass cut him off? No, he won't. Great kick, great lead. He takes it to a task, goes straight down the middle of the ground, hits Bilsich on the chest as he's given a push in the back to go on with it. He's about 47 metres out directly in front and has this man led from the front or what. If he doesn't win the Pike medal, there'll be an inquiry.
Official Kelly inquiry?
I want to know who gave the votes. I shouldn't say that because I don't know. I might be wrong here. Bilsich lines up and it's a great kick. Nothing wrong with that one. The Tigers go further ahead. They're undeniable. 15 goals for 94 to Bunbury 4-7-31. And the champagne corks are flowing on the red and white camp.
You're very noisy at this stage, Ray.
Why wouldn't you be?
To be quietly confident?
You don't have to be quietly confident. You can be very loudly confident. Good luck to the camp. There's a couple of idiots on the ground on the far side. What's the security doing? Up they go in the middle. McGregor goes to ground. The ball comes to dispute. In comes South Bunbury. They've had numbers in there. It's knocked out by Glass. Over towards McGregor, who's just about out on his feet. It was easily put to ground there. Comes back as a Bulldog defender, and they're ready to go again. Up they go. Knocked down by McGregor again. His long arms have done extremely well today. Picked up by Cummings. Hand pass was not good this time. Sillis can't trap it. Then Nick comes in with a second effort and gets it over to House, and he gets a scrambled hand pass out to Evill, who's on his left side, but he's hotly pursued by two South Bunbury players. He's now got some support from House, and he comes back into it. He can't find the handle on the footy. He can now. Gets a hand pass to Evill. He's pursued by three South Bunbury players. Comes back to House and scrambles a kick about 3 metres. Bounces off Eads. Eads goes back into it. Allen drags it in underneath him. The ball comes out. Comes to Dradger. Great hand pass over to Andrew. Andrew relieves the pressure out to the wing again, but it's all Bunbury this time. Sarah leads in the race for the ball to cut it off, but it's Hughes who cuts in between the two Bunbury players who didn't put the sprint on to cut it out, and the ball goes over the line and out of bounds with some weather coming in from the back. 17 minutes into the last quarter. The ball comes into play. McGregor takes it one hand onto his left boot, kicks it across towards the centre. Taken by Nani. He's played a great game, as we said. Scramble, it's kicks smothered off the boot somewhat this time. Knocked forward by Shane Nani. He goes back in for it. Looking, he gives hip and shoulder to Cummings, but he bounces back in towards the footy. Knocked forward by Nani. Well done this time. Comes Harper. Harper picks it up and gets a sneaky hand pass out to Finlayson, who's trapped. Gets a hand pass to Warren. He looks further afield to Michael Kelly, who takes a mark in between two Bunbury players. Gives a hand pass to Craig Nani. Goes round one way, then comes the other, and there's plenty of options as Gavin Melendez takes a mark. He was going to hand pass, but now he's decided he'll go back. He drilled one from 50 metres. He's only 35 metres out, and he's gone short. Over to Docking, who's crept down to 12 metres out. Handballs to Gowland, right on the goal line. And yet I say it again, The Tigers have another one. And it's a real shame, this game. South Bunbury have done what they done to Bunbury in the opening game of the season. They won the first one and they've won the last one, and the last one's the most important one of the lot.
Well, Ray, how's your stats? How many goals have South Bunbury handballed over the incoming defender to a player standing on his own in the square?
Oh, I reckon 6, yeah.
6.
More than Bunbury scored anyway, in total. Up they go again. McGregor doing a sterling job, as we said, and he wins yet another one. Comes down to Hebbets, lands it onto his left foot as he's thrown out of the pack. Eads comes in and takes one of his rare touches of the footy as the South Bunbury camp give him the Bronx chair. He's going to go long, looking for the lead of Glass. It's a great kick. Geez, you couldn't have picked him out any better than that on any day of the week. And he's taken the mark 35 metres out. He can't kick that far. Mark my words. Will he go long or to a kick? He's gone for a kick and it's going to lob up into the square. Up goes Remus. He's taking the front point. Good defence from Warren. Just puts a fist up and it comes down to Nichols, who tried to pat it away. Taken by Docking, I think it is, and he's clammed up by the Bulldog forwards. And we'll have yet another bounce down. Bennell coming away from the pack. Might have been Allen. I saw the 6. He's wearing another jumper. Knocked to the forward line, but taken by Harper. He puts it out in front of Docking. That's a great kick and a great lead. Over the top it'll go to Michael Kelly. He'll give it back to Docking. He'll probably... No, he won't give it back, but he's gone forward to the lead of Gowland. What a great... Geez, he's played a great game at centre half forward and full forward. Carved them up, this fellow, and he's done it all year. He goes long now to Malentis. Up they goes, a push in the back, but no, the umpire let that one go as Milner takes the mark, goes onto his left and kicks it out to Hoff, who's been put to ground for his troubles by Cummings, and Bennell comes in and Cummings stands his ground and doesn't move. He's going to short the lead of Sarah. Great kick and a good mark from Sarah. Not much ahead. They've got to go short and it's going to be cut off by Docking. No, he can't get both hands on it, but Warren stays down. In comes Evell. He wants the ball. He can't get it. He's surrounded by South Bunbury jumpers. Harper gets a hand pass to Drager. Drager goes to a 3-on-1 situation. Hughes takes the mark and ducks the head down into the shoulders so it doesn't get knocked off. He'll go short to Quinn. It's going to go over his head, but he makes ground to take that on his chest. Goes in forward towards Bilsich and Milner. And the ball beats both of them over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in.
All right, make one of those confident Kelly predictions. Your winner of the Pike Medal.
Bilsich.
McDonald. Have to have a chance.
McDonald? Who's he? What do you mean, McGregor?
McGregor, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
McGregor.
Yeah, well, he started all off. Ball's in dispute on the in front of the scoreboard that shows South Bunbury with a healthy lead as O'Keefe gets the ball up to the half-back flank towards Glass. Why not go to him? He's there best by a streak. Picked up by McGregor or Harper. One of the two. And the ball's taken up towards Jared Andrew. Gives a hand pass over to Harper, so it wasn't him before. He goes towards centre forward. Nani's in the box seat, but he can't even get off the ground. Comes to Hughes, gets a good hand pass over to Docking, has a quick look, steadies, is decked for his troubles. That's a relayed free kick, and it was a mark anyway, so Michael Kelly will have a deliberate shot on goal. He's come from the Boomers.
Evil showing just a little bit of frustration there, Ray.
Yes, well, losses have to hurt. You've got to show some that it does hurt. Deliberate shot on goal. It's not the best kick you've ever seen. It's going to drop short, and Milner's in front and takes the mark. Everyone thought that would have carried the distance. It didn't. He's run off onto his left and gets it long out towards the half-back flank, towards Soulis, but the ball's going to go to its favourite spot over the line and out of bounds for yet another throw-in. 22 minutes into the final quarter, and is this rain going to stay away for the presentations? In they go. Gowland and Nani. Nani wins it. Comes down to a Bunbury player. Gets it on towards Andrew. He belts it back towards the forward line with Milner and Hughes. Ball ricochets back to Bilsich. Hand pass over the top. It's going to end up with Hughes. Knocks it out, but it goes through the legs of Melendez. He comes back. Gives it to Finlayson. One step. Heads for the big sticks. Nani's in the box seat. Well done by Brett Milner. Takes it onto his one-handed and then goes back onto his left and gets a good kick out to Shane Nani. Nani gets long out towards Howison, and the ball beats him over the line and out of bounds, and he was outnumbered 2-1 if he had stayed in play anyway. Disappointing end of the season for the Bulldogs, but they haven't been anywhere near their side of past weeks in today's game, and you can only play as well as your opposition let you, and South have done it to the tune that they wanted of Bilsich today. Ball comes down to Cummings. Cummings gives it to Quinn. Quinn gives it over to Drager. He's also played a good game. In fact, there's probably not a passenger in the red and white camp. He's looking for something further afield. It gets over towards Kelly. Kelly goes up in between two Bunbury players, and the ball comes down to Bennell. He's had one bounce and casually strolls away and puts it in front of Hebbard. Evill's coming in for the Shepherd. He doesn't need it. Hebbard gets it forward to a vacant forward line and puts the task in front of the forwards, and the ball's in favour of Allen. The ball comes to Remus. He knocks it away from Eads, and a scrambled shot on goal by Bennell results only in a minor score. The Bulldogs move to 4 goals, 8-32. South Bunbury 16 goals for 1 ton. Great kicking on a day like today too.
Busselton Colts led the way that Ray, kicking 13 straight
Did they?
today.
Great effort by the Busselton side, 13 straight. Thanks very much. They've now won 6 pennants in a row in the Colt side, and hopefully they'll have some of these kids playing league footy next year. South Bunbury goes short as Harper just picks it up off the deck. I thought that was a bounce ball, but no, says the umpire. Harper will get the hand pass over to Drager, who's been wandering around waiting for it as Bennell comes over to try and cut him off as it goes out to the wing towards Finlayson. He got the blocks the ball to his advantage, and it stays in play. The umpire hasn't blown it out yet, but he has now. Put us out of our misery. 25 minutes gone. South have added 5 goals to the scoreboard in this quarter. And their decision to kick into the breeze was a real good one in the end. We challenged it at the start and they proved us wrong. The ball comes over the back to Kelly. He gets a kick towards Bilsich, who traps it nicely, wheels onto his left foot, comes across, and there's South Bunbury players everywhere. Hughes decides not to go on with it. Yes, no. Puts his hand up and says, let me have a shot on the big sticks. No, he's going to hand pass over to Kelly, who makes ground. There's a deplorable defence, and he's going to be decked for his troubles. Very late tackle from Milner. And the Tigers stick their arms in the air. 17 goals for 106 to 4 goals 8-32, and it's a shame.
South Bunbury doing it on the bit, right?
Well, if you're wearing a black and gold jumper, there's nothing to look forward to at the moment. A little bit of personal pride, and maybe that's what they should have had a little bit earlier on.
Huge,
it's a tough season.
Second half from South Bunbury.
Well, the game was in dispute at half-time. If the Bulldogs were good enough, they could have taken it away from South, but they were far too strong, and they've been far too strong all day. Up they go, McGregor again, and he must be a candidate for the Pike medal. In comes O'Keefe. The ball ricochets out to Milner, turns into trouble and throws the footy away. Glass gets yet another hand pass over to House, and he drives into the forward line. Eads is in front. Come across his Allen. And the ball goes to ground. Under they go with the footy, and we'll have another bounce down right at centre forward for the Bulldog camp. A dejected Bulldog camp at that. Up they go. This time it's won by Remus. The ball's kicked out of the air as it comes out towards Scotty Hoffield. Make it on the first bounce. He's struggling as he has to get it, and Kelly decks him for his troubles after as the tackle comes through, and there's a heap of people in the front of the South Bunbury stand. I've never seen an interchange bench that big before. Up they go for the throw-in. Over the back comes Nani, but goes straight towards Warren. Warren gets a hand pass over to Cummings. Cummings has had many, many kicks as he heads for the boundary lines and passes it over towards the Bunbury runner. O'Keefe takes it, the resultant free kick back into play. Sarah marks it and has to go back to take his kick. As the boos come out for Greg Eville as he leads towards the South Bunbury corner. A little short kick over to Jamie Nani. Be very disappointed.
Joe Sarah, just to remind him who he used to play for.
Yeah, well, I suppose it could have been. Jamie Nani goes up towards Eads. Up they go. The ball's knocked down. In comes Eville. It's a great pick up off with one hand. Scrams onto his left foot, but the man in front is Nichols. Takes a mark, looks forward, and away they go. No, he's set his teammate a task in that situation. Picked up by Eville. Another scramble shot at goal. determined to have a crack, but he can't get it there, and the Bulldogs move to 4 goals 9, 33. South Bunbury a massive 17 for 106.
Weather closing in, Ray?
Might just go around us with a bit of luck. Although we're undercover, I don't know about the presentation, what they're going to do. Harper's got hold of the foot. He's looking one way. Great shepherd from Warren as he moves onto his right foot and kicks it out towards Michael Kelly, who's outnumbered here as O'Keefe, the Bulldog skipper, comes back into play, takes another mark and kicks it backwards, and they could lose it if it's not a good kick. But he's equal to the task, and Lee Ward takes the mark. He'll go across the ground again towards Hislop in between a couple of South Bunbury players. If that hadn't come off, they would have been in trouble. He goes short towards Brett Milner, who's made ground. This one's not going to come off as Quinn comes across. He cuts it off, gets a great hand pass over to Craig Narney. Takes a couple of steps. He's taken his time, but he's good enough to beat Evil. Has one bounce, comes back and teases in with a kick up towards centre half forward. Finlayson will mark this one. Dranillon drops it off, picks it back up off his knees. He's going to hand pass easily over towards Melendez. Melendez scrambles the ball to the right-hand side as it's about to bucket down at Hands Oval. But I won't shower on South Bunbury's party tonight. O'Keefe to bring it into play. Goes short to Kane. Kane goes long this time towards Ward. He can't make the ball before it hits the turf. In comes Quinn. He wants the footy more than anyone else. Comes across onto his left foot. It's a good kick as it comes over to McGregor. Hasn't he been a stalwart today? He's going to use his left. No, he's not. He's going back onto his right and going to drive it forward to centre half forward. That is. Up goes Gowland. He's in front. He's just got underneath it. Spoilt by Shane Narney. Comes to Jamie Narney. His hand pass is smothered. Comes to Drager. He's decided to go through the pack, but he's missed the Bunbury tackle. It was too high, and he'll take a free kick. There it is, folks. 2002 grand final has been won by South Bunbury Tigers. 17 goals 5, 107. The Bulldogs are miserable. 4 goals 9, 33, and a richly deserved victory to the Tigers as they had it basically all day. Probably South Bunbury's longest drought in grand finals. 1993 was their last, and they beat Bunbury, who were favourites to win that one also.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, thank you, Kevin, for your comments. And before you leave, your tip for the Pike medal before it's announced.
Two-way tie, as most ties are, a two-way between Bilsich and McGregor. My tip, McGregor, for an all-round four-quarter performance. Bilsich slipped out of the game in the last quarter, I felt.
So it's a two-way tie, but you've gone for McGregor. How did you work that one out?
Yeah, I've gone for the tie first, but you wanted me to go for one, so I've gone for McGregor.
So if they award 2 Pike medals, you're going to say you're right?
Yes, if they know anything about the game.
We'll see how right you are, but I think you might be right. Bilsich led from example in the front, but McGregor had many, many tap-outs and set the ball rolling. It was McGregor to Bilsich on so many occasions you'd lose count.
I see Kevin Lynn conferring with the umpires there, no doubt getting their votes for the... No, it's not Kevin Lynn, it's a slightly larger frame than that in Neville Miller.
Yes, Kevin will be pleased you've mentioned that.
Is Kevin with a Premiership Cup firmly in his grasp?
Well, South Bunbury camp are surrounded by their supporters right in the middle of Hands Oval, their home ground, and have they turned it on a treat for their supporters today?
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you for your efforts today, Kevin. You made a few mistakes with a couple of those selections, but we'll let you off today. Having a bit of trouble getting South Bunbury to the dais here, but all they have to do is make one presentation. I'm sure all the rest of them will get up there in a hurry. Congratulations to the Red and Whites. They've won the 2002 grand final from the South West Football League, and my old friend Shane Cross told me on Friday they were going to win it. I had my doubts, but he proved correct, and he's been at the camp for a little while now. Back from a short hiatus over at Kerry Park, and congratulations to all concerned and the coaching panel and the administration of the South Bunbury Tigers in 2002 premiers, as their photos have been taken right in front of the aptly provided Spencer Motors vehicle. Not that you'll see much of Spencer Motors sign right now. A very happy camp, and why wouldn't you be? No mean feat to win a grand final. Course announcer is about to make the nose handed over to Les Pike for the Pike medal, and Les, as we know from many times, has always had plenty to say. And if there is a tie, he'll be very disappointed. He doesn't like parting with a second medal. Les is having a problem reading his writing. As the timely roar goes up for number 28, South Bunbury, Rob McGregor, the ruckman. Started it all in the centre bounces. Won more of the ball than any of his opponents in the centre of the ground. Won hands down in the positions and added up at ground level as well. A richly deserved Pike medal, which goes back many, many years. The medals being presented to each individual player by jumper number. Darren Finlayson, back at the club for a couple of years now. Ran through the middle of the ground. Played a reasonably good, or very good game, really. South, as we said earlier, never really had any passengers, and rich rewards for someone who's returned to the camp after some years away. Young Craig Narney, number 2. Normally starts on the interchange bench. Started on the ground today. Caused problems for Greg Evell because he doesn't play tight and reads the smart. The game is very smart. Got the football smarts. Number 3, Wes Hughes. Last year in and out of the league side. This year, a very important factor in their midfield, and his disposal was great. Timmy Cooper, young player that's come up through the ranks, deft on left and right foot. Played a very good game, and what a welcome it is to league ranks in your first full season of senior footy. Mark Docking, been at the club for some years now. Jersey sweeps up across half-back. Played the defence to perfection and richly deserved. Jared Andrew, another young player the South Bunbury have nurtured up through into the lead. Sorry, Derek Quinn, I should say. Great effort, set the scene early in the game. Played a sterling game using his pace to advantage. Jared Andrew, another young player up through the ranks. Terrific season from the young fella, and he's got a great football future in front of him. Michael Kelly, but at South Bunbury for his second season, came from the Boomers and has finally found a premiership medal around his neck. Mel Drager started in the back line, came up in the midfield at some stages, played a terrific game and used the ball to advantage. They can't find him in amongst the crush. Dylan Harper, the youngster who spent some time in Melbourne at the camp this week, showed no ill effects of that. Came on after back into the game after Matson went off, and what a master move it was. Kicked 5 goals, most of them from the goal square as they sucked the Bulldog defence in towards the ball, and a great effort from the youngster. 5 goals in the grand final. Doesn't matter where you get them from, it's all good goals. 15, Gavin Melinda started on the bench, came on early in the second quarter, and he certainly paid his way. Michael Warren, what a future this young kid's got. He's come up through the junior ranks also as a very young side, South Bunbury's, and they've got some young legs and some terrific footballers in their camp, and I'll be surprised if he's still in red and white colours, or South Bunbury colours anyway. Next year he's got a great future in front of him. Mark Stott started on the bench, came into the game halfway through it, and certainly not among the best players. Obviously never had enough ground time, but certainly warrants his medal. Takes 21 players to make a side. Mel Nichols, a stalwart, played some great footy through the season, had some ups and downs earlier in his career, but now he's got another medallion hanging around his neck. Danny Allen, great effort in subduing Kim Eads. He's also been, although been around the camp for a couple of years, another product of South Juniors. Kevin Wells come off the bench, didn't have a lot of game time, but as we say, 21 players make a team. Mark Cummings, a South Bunbury player from before, moved away for a year or two, come back to the camp. Last year wasn't his best year. This year attacked the footy with gusto, and again, one of the best players on the ground, and probably a little unlucky not to be up amongst the best player with a Pike medal, but certainly a valued player. Rob McGregor, the Pike medalist, as we said earlier, you could take nothing away from him. Led from the front, gave South Bunbury first opportunity at the footy, at all bounce, just about every bounce down and throw in around the ground. Vice Captain Travis Gowland, or Captain Travis Gowland, and Vice Captain, or twin captains they've got, Travis Gowland from centre forward. He's had a fantastic season, moved into attack this year and has proved very, very damaging in centre forward or full forward. Always ready to hand pass the ball out. Adam Matson, obviously off injured early today, but has had a great few years with South Bunbury, culminating in a premiership. And captain coach Steve Bilsich, well, didn't he set the ball rolling in the first half? A goal into the wind in the first quarter to set South Bunbury's tone. First year captain, and richly deserved. Came into the game mid-season after decided that the young guns needed some direction, and he certainly gave them that. The reluctant president, Craig Cale, moves very slowly through the throng to be up there amongst the leading lights of the club, and has led South Bunbury to a premiership after some tough years in his early stint as president. He's now grin full of smiles and, as we say, richly deserved after some very torrid years in his early times. The chant goes up for the president, Chunky. President has led from the front. He's had his few words to say. He's thanked his chargers, and they've done beautiful well for the club. The red and white camp, 10 years between drinks, but they thoroughly deserve their victory, as we said a number of times today. And as we sign off from our presentation today, good luck to South Bunbury. Enjoy your well-earned celebrations, and we'll be back in 2003.
Doing a good job, mate. Keep it up. Oh, beautiful. Then you come over.
Believe in yourself and the process and the game plan. Things work for you.
Get one of these cuts.
And it's worthwhile. They're not easy to get, and you deserve it. And make sure we enjoy it as a start, eh?
Bill is the champion!